another to let's get to know each other a lot better now. All right. So how you guys doing? How has the weekend been? How's the weekend been so far? Anybody? Okay, if they say my namesake, let's go. Very fine. That's good. All right, it's good to meet you, Ife. Prince also is it's great to be here. Prince, we are happy. We are very excited to have you here also. Thank you very much. Any other person? Let me see. Where you guys Where you guys joining from? Where are you guys joining from? Let's get to know. Wonderful. Okay, that's good. Lagos Island. Okay, that's fantastic. Ferdinand from Lagos. Okay, let me see. Weekend is going smooth, smooth. Okay, that's awesome. Akintunde. Izu from Port Harcourt. Okay, that's good. Good to have you here, Izu. Okay. Abiola from Lagos. Okay. So we have Priscilla from Toronto. Okay, awesome. Awesome. It's good to have you here. All right. Vera says she can't hear anything. So my guys in the house, please could you help me respond to Vera? Tell her to, click on the icon to attach her or to get the audio. Okay. All right, let's get into it today. All right, so the key thing that I would say today is please just give me 2 hours of your time, maximum 2 hours, okay? And I will be discussing a critical thing, which is data modeling, okay? And we'll also be talking about how you can get started in the role of a data engineer, right? Data engineers have become, one of the desired career path for most people that are looking to transition into the tech space. And to be honest with you, this is a career path probably 3, 4 years ago did not really exist, was not existing, wasn't in demand, wasn't even the talk of the town. Do you understand? Nobody was talking about it. All right. Now, fast forward to, probably 2 years ago, maybe a year, 2 years ago, okay? And you'd see that there's been a very huge, a sharp increase in the demand for data engineers. And we're going to be looking at that today. And all right, we'll be looking at that. Why that sharp increase? Why is there so much demand for data engineers? Why are they willing to pay so much to have a data engineer within an organization? Those are the things that we're going to be looking at today. All right. Now, if you're looking to get started in data engineering, we would also talk about that. Okay, I'm a novice. I've never done this in my life before. Okay, I don't know anything about data engineering. How can I start and transition into that role of a data engineer? The key word a lot of people miss. All right, a lot of people miss. The key word people miss is get started. The word is get started, not become, the supervisor, okay? Not become, the experienced professional, like a decade experience or whatever it is. How can you, without any prior experience, without any prior skill, how can you learn and get started? Okay? So you see a lot of people say that you can't learn data engineering in 3 months, in 4 months, and I usually ask these people, how long do you want to learn? How long should you learn it? Okay, in order for you to get started. The key word is get started. Put yourself, be able to get a job, get started. Okay, and that's what we're going to be exploring today. All right, and you hear from people that have gone through the same curriculum and they've gotten started. Okay, and they have their career started already. So the key question you need to ask yourself is, what am I waiting for? That's the key question you need to ask yourself. But we'll go back into it today. All right. So I know we have some newcomers in the house, and even if you are, our follower, you've been following us up, okay? You know that we always like to talk about the things that really set us up, okay? Our vision, our mission, okay? And our mission is very clear and simple, very precise, which is the key question we wanted to ask ourselves, in which I'll be asking you these questions also. The key question I wanted to ask, the key question we wanted to answer is, how do we get more Africans into the tech space? Okay? How do we get more Africans into the tech space? That's the key question we wanted to answer. Okay, and we created analytics to provide a solution to this. Now, if you look around you, okay, if you're outside the country or you are even in Africa and you ask people, what do you do? Okay, you would hardly hear people say, oh, I'm working in tech. Okay, all right. Now, the thing we wanted to do was to build that platform that would get more Africans into the tech space. I've been doing this for almost a decade, and I'll tell you, it's rare for you to join an organization and see an African in the tech space. All right. In as much as you see people online talking about tech, black in tech, and all that, you see you get a job and you'll be surprised that there's no African on your team. All right. So these are the things that we are doing, all right, to see how we can help more Africans get into the tech space. So if you're an African in any part of the world, you are in Poland, you're in the UK, you're in the US, you're in Canada, you're in Dubai, you are in whatever country you are, all right, you have an opportunity to get a job in tech, all right? And that's what 10 Analytics is trying to achieve. And that's what we're going to be looking at today. How do you get started in the role of a data engineer? How do you learn and transition into the role of a data engineer? That's what we're going to be exploring today. Okay, so now without wasting too much time, let's talk about myself. I'm going to just give a brief introduction about myself. My name is Ifemena April, and I am the co-founder of 10 Analytics. Okay, I have close to a decade experience working across different roles within the data ecosystem. So I've worked as a data analyst, I've worked as a data scientist, I've worked as a data engineer, I've worked as a BI developer, BI engineer, I've worked as a business systems analyst, I've worked, across different roles. And over the years, the past 2 years, I have been working as a contractor, within companies in the UK, companies in the US, and so on. So I do more of contract position. And this contract position, I am leading what we call data transformation. Okay. So organizations are looking to, take on data or take on want to transition from what they used to do before, all right, into a data-driven organization. That's what I do. So I build up strategy, build up the strategy, and also implement those strategies within the organization. So some organization, it depends on the organization. Some have started and they need an expert to come in, okay, to help them achieve these targets. So that's what I do at this point in time. So I lead all these organizations in becoming data driven. All right. So I work with different companies in the UK, all right, and also in the US, and now in Canada also. So I just moved to Canada, and that's what I do. All right. So essentially, that's my experience, okay? And really, that's what really, one key thing I like to always point out to people is a lot of people will see me now and be like, oh, if Imena has experience, that's why he's able to do this contract roles and lead all these kind of projects. Well, my first degree was in economics. Okay. I had economics for my first degree. Okay. Economics. I wanted to work as a banker. Do you understand? Just the same way everybody wanted had something they wanted to do when they were finishing university. Okay. I got my first job. Okay. I got my first job in management consulting. So it wasn't tech related. I was doing management consulting. So if you know any consultant out there, just a regular consultant, who's a regular, but doing consulting business, okay, doing consulting and all that, which was not really tech related. So now the key question is, how did I move from management consulting to the tech space? All right. How did I I was there this transition? And let me tell you the truth. It took me about 2 years to make this transition. But the question I keep asking myself is, should it have taken me 2 years? Should it take me 2 years to be able to get a job in the tech space? And absolutely looking at reminiscing on my path, it shouldn't have taken me 2 years to get a job in the tech space. It shouldn't, even to the extent that I wanted to take a pay cut. Okay. And I'm sure some people here will be saying that, oh, I don't mind taking a free internship so I can gain experience. That is all crap, all bullshit. And that's the reason why we started analytics to help other people, okay, that are like me. They were like me a few years ago, all right, a couple of years ago, to see how you can get started faster, easier, okay, without the need of, oh, I need to get a free internship, or I need to do this, or I need to take a pay cut so I can gain experience. You don't need all that, okay? And that's the reason why we started analytics, to see how we can help more Africans transition into the tech space. Take a look at the likes of the Indian guys, the Chinese people, they help one another, all right? India is one of the largest educational technology firms, okay, to assist and help other Indians, leverage this experience in order for them to get into the tech space. And, we could do the same thing to help more Africans transition into the tech space, okay? And that's what we're doing. And we've been doing well so far. I'm going to share some testimonials with you so you can see for yourself, all right? All right, so that's about me. But one key thing you should have at the back of your mind is, if Imena is not a tech professional, he's not he didn't do computer science in secondary school or university. Okay, no, zero. All right, all right. My first job was not in tech. was in management consulting. So if you're doing customer service or you're doing some kind of other job, you're fine. You can also do it. If I can do it, trust me, you can do it. All right. And that's what we're going to be looking at today. So today, these are the 5 things we're going to be looking at today. So like I said, just give me 2 hours of your time, maximum 2 hours. Okay. All right. So number one, we're going to get started to understand the importance of data modeling. Okay. So we're going to be looking at data modeling. Okay. Number two, pathways to becoming a data engineer and securing a job. That's the second one we're going to be looking at. Pathway to becoming a data engineer and securing a job. Number three, remote full-time opportunity and also tech relocation opportunity. So people that want to get remote jobs, are there even remote jobs in tech at this point in time? Absolutely. Okay. And tech relocation opportunities, people that want to relocate based on their experience in the tech space, you could also leverage that. Okay. We have a special offer for you. If you wait to the end of the session, we have a special offer for you. Now we have the Analytics Growth Internship Program, which we're going to be talking about, and has helped a ton of our people transition. Okay, free internship, Analytics free growth internship. It's actually free of charge. You are not paying a dime for that, and that's one of the reasons why a lot of people have gone off, to get a job in the tech space based on what we have designed for them. All right, but we'll talk about that, at the tail end. So if you wait to the end of the session, you will get the recording of the session. You will get to hear about a special offer, and you will get to hear about the growth internship program. Okay, so wait till the end of the session. 2 hours is all I'm asking for. All right. So let's proceed to the master class, to the practice. It's going to be a practical master class, okay? And we're going to be building an actual data model. But before we do that, okay, before we jump into that, I'm just going to show you that these roles, the role of a data engineer has been increasing over time. So I'm going to be looking at two critical regions, okay? Let's start with the UK. Read.co.uk. So if you're in the UK, for example, you can just go to Read. Read is one of the, I think, one of my favorites, to be honest with you. Read.co.uk. All right. And I'm just going to look for the role of a data engineer. So you get to see, okay? I'm just going to search. All right. So you see, all right, different roles available at this point in time. So there are different roles you could take on. Like I mentioned, contract is what I do at the moment. But you can look for, if you're looking for full-time permanent, you see there are quite a number of roles available at this point in time. And this is just Read. So you still have LinkedIn, you still have so many other roles in there. So looking at the salaries, this is 50 to 60. This is £500 per day. Okay, £500 per day. You see, this is more contract positions. Okay, all right, £500 per day, 55 to 60 pounds, 60 to 70 pounds. You see, for 450 to 550 pounds per day. These jobs exist. All right, these jobs exist, and who is supposed to take them? All right, obviously you don't know just yet because you don't have the skills, you don't have the technical, you don't have the skills yet. So you feel like, oh, these roles are above my head. But I'll tell you for free, you can actually get these roles, okay? Enterprise data engineer and so on and so forth. You see 550 to 575, this one is the graduate role. You see data center engineer, 275 to 295, so on and so forth, 60 to 68, 58 to 65. So even in the UK, all right, these are salaries that you might desire, you want. Okay, I don't know what salary range you are in at the moment, but these are the things that you could actually get in. And if you're in Canada, the same thing. If I use Indeed, okay, Indeed.ca, all right, all right. So I just go to Indeed, all right, and I use just the same. Okay, just gonna take this off the search here. All right. So same thing, analytics system engineer, BI engineer, just a BI engineer role. This is 73 to 136,000. Now, people in Canada would know off the roof that, six figures, if you want to break into the six figures, you need to do a lot. Okay. So you see 73 to 136 for a BI engineer role. All right. It's a junior analytics engineer. There's analytics engineer, so many roles in there that you could apply for. Senior intelligence engineer, $97,000, so on and so forth. So these are the kind of roles that you can actually take on. as a data engineer. Okay, that actually exists. These rules exist. They're not off the top. They're not. The rules are there. But who are these people that are taking the rules? The key question you need to ask yourself. All right. Well, this thing seems impossible until these rules that you see that you just saw. All right. It seems impossible for someone to get someone that has no prior experience until somebody does it. Then you start to rationalize. Okay, it's always impossible. It always seems impossible until somebody else goes ahead to do it and gets it done. All right. It always seems impossible. Now we have testimonials. We have proof of people that have gone, all right, to learn data engineering and have gone forward to getting a job. All right. So I have here with you, Michael and Idris. These are testimonials, live testimonials of people that have gone through the data engineering training program and they've gone on to getting a job. All right. First of them is Michael. Okay. And this is just two out of so many others. Because I want to play them for you. That's the reason why I just have two on my screen. But at the end of the session, I will show you more testimonials. We have a ton more that I would share with you. Okay. So listen, let's quickly listen to Michael. Okay. And I'm just going to play Michael in a few seconds. Let me see if I'm sharing my screen properly. I'm just going to try to share my screen again with sound. All right. Priscilla or Binga, please confirm if you can hear the screen. If you can hear me.
Hi,
Yeah, I can
hi.
hear you. I
My
can
name is
hear.
Mike, and I'm going to be speaking about how Tenalytics helped me to secure my first tech role. So at the beginning of the year, I was looking at different places onto how to gain the skills that I needed in order to get into the industry that I wanted, which was data engineering. I, funny enough, came across Tenalytics through Instagram, and I signed up to attend their first taster session. And through their first taster session, they showed me everything about how the classes would go, how they'll teach you, how they'll guide you in securing your first tech role. They spoke about the different sectors, whether it was business analytics, data engineering, which I got into, and data analytics and so forth. So at first we joined a group, and that group we went through different classes. We were assigned a mentor to teach us each of the aspects of data engineering, from Python to SQL to cloud computing and so forth. I love the lessons because they gave us a good foundational knowledge of how to code, of how to know about the industry, and it made us understand that coding, data engineering is not as difficult as people, make it out to seem. So as we were going through the classes, we were given projects that we were able to make our own, and this gave us the skills and the confidence to go out there and start applying for jobs, which they encouraged. So once I started applying for jobs, I got invited to an interview from a company, and I spoke to my mentors at Tenalytics, and they guided me through the entire process, from speaking to the people at the company, the CEOs, to getting through the technical tasks. Not that they gave me all the answers, but they just guided me in the right way because I already obtained the skills through the classes and through the entire process. So happily enough, they helped me through that entire process, and I was able to be offered a role as a sales engineer at a software company. So what I'm going to be doing when I start the role is that when clients want to join and sign up to our software, I take their data and I integrate their data into our software using extract, load, and transform technique, which I learned through Tenalytics. So essentially taking their raw data, transforming it to be readable for the system, and loading it into the software. And I just want to say thank you to Tenalytics through the support, through the classes, through the mentorships, because it was able to give me the skills that I needed along this course of the year and secure my first role in the tech industry. And I am very, very confident that if you was to join, it's going to benefit you just as much as it benefited me. Thank you.
So, like I said, guys, it always seems impossible until somebody else does it. Okay, Michael was in your shoes last year, looking at how he could transition into the tech space. Never knew that he could become a data engineer or sales engineer. That's the title of his role, sales engineer. Okay, so that's essentially what you guys can actually achieve. All right, that you feel like it's so difficult, it's so hard, it's so how can I get started? That's the key question. And that's what we're going to be exploring today. All right. So Idris also is another person, once we get to maybe later on in the session, you get to hear from Idris also. All right. So, anyways, let's jump straight into the practical masterclass. So, we're going to be looking at data modeling, all right, for an e-commerce business. You know what e-commerce is, okay? So, the likes of Amazon, the likes of Jumia, Kunga, AliExpress. These are all e-commerce businesses that we're all familiar with, all right? But now, how do you build a model for an e-commerce business? So, how do you move from data to data model to database? All right, that's what we're going to be looking at today. Okay, now it might come off as a bit vague for people that are just getting started. What is all these things if Imena is talking about? What is data? What is data model? What does all these things, what do they translate to? That's what we are going to be talking about today. And I just want to take out, maximum 15 minutes of your time. And that's what we're going to be exploring today. 15 minutes maximum is what we are, 15, 20 minutes is what I'll be spending on this. And I want you guys to just give me all your time, all your concentration, and we're going to be fine. Okay. So let's jump straight into this. Okay. Building a data model for an e-commerce business. All right. And you'll see the importance of, data, building the data model. Okay. So table of contents, we're going to be looking at data and database. We're going to be looking at why data modeling. We're going to be looking at primary and foreign keys. We're going to be looking at fact and dimension tables. And last but not the least, entity relationship diagram. All right, so these are the things we're going to be looking at. Some of these things might sound familiar to you. All right, some of you must have heard about data model. Some of you must have heard of primary and foreign key. Some of you might also have heard of fact and dimension table and also entity relationship diagram. So we're going to be exploring this thing in an actual business case, an actual real life scenario that you can relate to, that I can relate to, and all of us will get to use this experience to understand the importance of data modeling. All right. So now let's start from here. E-commerce startup, okay? So let's say today, let's take you, anybody, all right? Let's take you today. Let's take somebody's name. Let's say this is Amaka, all right? Let's say this is Amaka. The lady here is Amaka, okay? So Amaka started a business, okay? Started an e-commerce business. Basically, she's selling clothes, all right? She's selling shoes, she's selling bags and air online. Okay. So she started selling, clothes, shoes, bags, and air online. Okay. And the key question is, what tool do you think Amaka would use to track her sales? All right. What tool do you think would be appropriate for Amaka as a startup, for a startup business? What tool do you think Amaka should use, to track her sales? Let me see. Let me see you guys in the house. Let me see the guys in the house. All right. So use the chat. Let's use the chat to interact with one another so it's easier for us to understand. And I would really want you guys to interact with me today. Oh, Excel, fantastic. Spreadsheet, definitely. So as a startup, the fastest way you could use, the fastest tool to use is Microsoft Excel. All right. So Amaka will be like, oh, Debbie bought a bag today. She'll put it there in Excel. In order for her to track her sales. All right. Tomorrow, Abiola, all right, bought, two shoes for his girlfriend or his wife. Okay. She'll write it there. All right. Abiodun bought shoes. Okay. Next day, another person, Amarachi bought five, human hair. Okay, she put it in the different colors and she put all those transactions in there. So the easiest way for Amaka to track her sales is to use spreadsheets. She use Excel. Okay, all right. So Excel was a good choice. Okay, but now something happens. There is a potential issue with using Excel. Okay, let's see. All right, there is a potential issue with using Excel to store this data, this transactional data. There's a problem. All right. Now, let me ask you guys, looking at this number one, you have Shegun Ojo, okay? You have Shegun Ojo over here, and you have also another Shegun Ojo over here. Number one is Shegun Ojo. Number seven again, Shegun Ojo. Now, this Shegun Ojo bought shoes, two, that's like two quantity, that's two pairs of shoes, all right, on this particular date, to this particular address, 6 Shile Kofole Lane, Lagos. Very funny name, isn't it? All right. But another Shegun Ojo bought air this time around, bought 7 in quantity on this particular date. But this Shegun Ojo is living at Thomas Shelby Street in Kotun, Lagos. Now, do you think these two people are the same or different? Are they the same people or they are different? Do you think they're the same people or they are different? Let me see you guys. Let me see. They are different people. Different. Why do you think they are different? Why do you think they are different? They could be the same or otherwise. Abiola, I mean, Abiola, yes, that's also true. They might be the same person or otherwise. They are the same people. Are they the same people or they are different? So it's very possible they could be the same person. It's 50-50. Looking at the way the data is structured, you can never know. Okay? You can never know. Looking at the way the data is structured at this point in time, looking at the way Amaka is, storing the data, all right? Looking at the way Amaka is storing the transactional data, you can never know that this Segun Ojo and this Segun Ojo, are they the same person or are they different people? You can never know. All right. Now, let me take a very, very easy example, a very simple example. All right. I have a, what do you call it? I have an application. Let's say I'm using Jumia, for example. Okay. My current address should be in Canada. Okay. But I want to buy something for, let's say a friend of mine. All right. His birthday is coming up. I want to buy something for a friend of mine. So what do? I change the address on the application. I change my address on the application to his own home address. It's still me. Okay. It's still me. It's still me, the owner of account, but the address has changed. All right. I still own the account. All right. So I can be the same person at 6 Sheila Kufole Lane, and I could change it the next day to deliver, obviously, air to my girlfriend, to my wife. All right. All right. At Tommy Shelby Street in Kotu, Lagos. I could be the same person. All right. So with the way with the way Amaka is storing this data at this point in time, it's difficult to know if Segun Ojo and this Segun Ojo is the same person or different. Same thing with Funsho Adewale and the Funsho Adewale that we have here. Are they the same person or they are different people? You can never tell. All right? Based on the way the data is structured. Now, with this particular problem, it will continue to persist because you really don't have any source of truth to say that, oh, this Shagun Joe, this is his, home address. This Shagun Joe, this is this is the unique thing that makes this person unique. All right. You can't use name as a unique, identifier. All right. See, on the call today, we have another FA on the call. We have another FA. I'm not sure if it's a Femena or something else, but we have another FA. Same thing with Shegun Ojo. I know about 4 people with the same Shegun Ojo from Akure, from Lagos. I know different people with that same name. So you can't use name as a unique identifier. Okay. So it's difficult with the way the data is structured, with the way Amaka is storing this data. It is difficult. Okay. It is very difficult to know which customer is which customer. Okay. All right. And how to differentiate one customer from the other customer. Now, the key question is, how do Amaka now solve this problem? How do you think Amaka will solve this problem? Okay. How do you think Amaka will solve this problem? Because if Shagun calls the next week to say, Amaka, bags I bought for me the last time, it's not, I don't like the color you sent to me. All right. The person I bought it for is complaining. Can I refund? Can I change the color? You know, if Amaka comes back to this spreadsheet, there are so many Shegujo. Okay. All right. Let's say another Shegujo bought bags, another address, different address. It's difficult to track. Okay. Difficult to identify, difficult to track, a lot of repetitions, so many things. Okay. That is the problem with this current way Amaka is storing the data. But now we have a solution for Amaka. We have a solution. And the solution is data model. The solution is a data model. Okay. The guys in the UK will say model. Okay. It's not model. They'll say it's model, data model. So if you want to get some UK accent in that, okay. But anyways, that's by the way. So data modeling is a solution to the problem. Okay. Data modeling is All right. Data modeling is the solution to the business problem. Now, what we're going to do now to solve this Amaka's, data problem is to create 3 tables. So rather than having one table, okay, rather than having just one single table, we're going to use what? 3 tables. One, which is customer table, table 2, which is product table, and 3, which is the order table. All right, the order table. Now, customer table number 1. This one will store only customer information. Only customer information, nothing more, nothing less. Okay, so you see customer ID, the customer name, the customer address, the customer email, phone number, gender, any other information that has to do with the customer. Everything will be stored here. Only customer information, no transactional, nothing else, just the customer information. Everything that pertains to the customer. All right. So you have a unique identifier. So you see, every customer we have a unique identifier. Every single customer would have a unique identifier. So that's why when you open a bank account, for example, they will give you a unique ID. And do you know what your unique ID will be in the bank? Your bank account number, your account number. So you see, no customer within a bank would have the same account number. So whenever you go to the bank and you say, and you have a problem with your bank, or you have a problem with an account or a transaction, the first thing they would ask you, okay, is your account number, because that's unique to you. Now only you get that. Do you understand? Your phone number is also a unique ID that is unique to just you as a customer within the telecommunication space. All right. So you buy an MTN SIM, you're a customer of MTN. All right. Even though they know your name, they know your address, they know your email, they know all those information, you still have a unique ID, which is your phone number. Only you has that unique number. No 2 persons will have that same number. All right. It's unique to you. The same thing with what we call a staff ID. If you are an employee of an organization, you get a staff ID, which is unique to you. They know your name. Nobody say they don't. It's not like they don't know your name. The organization knows your name. All right. They know your name. They know your address. They know your maternal name, your health record. They know all those information. But they still give you a unique number to say that this is your staff ID. The same thing with every other business out there. So in this business, what we have done is to give each customer a unique ID. All right. Each customer would have his own unique identifier. Okay, unique identifier. So at every point in time, even if I have 2 Shegun, even Shegun, another Shegun should come here. Okay, this Shegun will get another number, will get a unique number. It might be 1006. So even if the name on the transaction is showing Shegun, the unique ID for that customer will be there. Okay. So even if I have 2 Shegun in my customer name, I know without a doubt that, okay, once I look at the customer ID, I can see that these are 2 different people that initiated this transaction, those transactions. All right. So using the unique ID rather than the customer name, it's a preferred way of storing your data. And that's what we're going to do for Amaka to say that, Amaka, do you know what? We are going to create a table to store only customer information. Nothing will be inside that place, only customer details. All right. And each customer would have a unique identifier. Simple. All right. That's the first way to solve that problem of knowing Shegun Ojo and Shegun Ojo, Funsho Adewale, another Funsho Adewale, are they the same person or are they different people? All right. This is the best way to solve that problem. Every customer will have a unique identifier. Okay. All right. That's the customer table. Now, product would have its own table, which will store only product information. Only product information. Only product. Nothing else, not everything that has to do with the product will be stored in another table. Okay? And you see, every product would have its own what? Unique identifier. Okay? Unique ID. Okay? Every product would have its own unique ID. So you see block EOS. The product number, the product ID is 100101. All right. So you see another block eel over here. So block eel that is red in color and 3 kg in weight, and the price is $36. All right. The product ID for that one is 101. But you see, you have another block EOS here that is 107. Now, 107 is block EOS also, but this is black in color, 2 kg, and the price is $30. All right. You see, it's different. So each product would have its own product ID. So when I say, oh, get me product 1007 or 105, you know it's the black, it's a bag. Okay, 105 is a bag that is red in color. All right, 1 kg in weight, and it's $44. So using the numbers, I can use it to get all the information about the product. So rather than dealing with the product name, oh, this person bought air, this person bought, this person bought something, this person bought this product, this person bought that product. Rather than saying that, using the numbers, it is easy for you to identify. Hence the reason when you shop on sites like Amazon or Walmart or the likes of Jumia, okay, you'll find out that every product has a unique ID. Every single product that you see that you're shopping for, that you just click on, you'll find out that when your invoice or your transaction receipt comes in, you'll see each product has a unique ID. Okay, that's the fastest way for you to track the number, to track your transactions. Okay, or to track the product that was purchased. So rather than saying bag, rather than saying red bag, 47 kg, everything in description, they use a number as a unique ID to say, get me number 1001 or 12725551. So whenever you make a transaction next time, you see that you would see that those products all have a unique ID. Okay. So you see, rather than using one table that we used earlier, rather than having it in one table, you see now we have divided it into two tables. All right. The customer data, the customer table to store customer information, the products table to store only product information. All right. So you see two tables. Now the third one is the order table. Now this one will store only sales, okay, or order information. Okay, sales, order, they're the same thing in this regard. Okay, now when you go online, okay, and you order for something, okay, you'll see you are given a unique ID that your order is a unique ID. Every order, even transaction. Say you send money to somebody and somebody did not receive that money. Let's say Adeniyi sent Akintunde money. So Adeniyi sent Akintunde money. But Akintunde does not receive that money. Okay. Ideally, you would have to go to the bank to say that, okay, please, I sent this money yesterday at this certain time. You see, they ask you for the transaction receipt. Can I see the receipt? Can I see the transaction receipt? And in that transaction receipt, you would have a reference number. Every transaction has an ID, a reference number or an ID. Okay. So even when you order for something on Jumia, you see, they give you a unique number to say that this is your tracking ID. This is your order ID. Use your order ID to track your order. Do you understand? So it is unique to the other. All right. So you see, every order has a unique ID. Okay. And you see how we have introduced unique ID. So the customer has a unique ID. Each product would have its own unique ID. Each order would have its own unique ID. So when you buy something online, you get that unique identifier. Okay. So every order has a unique ID, order date, the customer that purchased it. So you see there's a customer ID. Okay. There's a customer ID to tell you that customer 101, for example, who is customer 101? Let me see the people that are following me. Who is customer 101? Sorry, I think I made a mistake with the numbering, but just based on the numbering, let's see. 101. Who is customer 101? I think I was the one that checked with you exactly. Yes. So sorry, I was one that's supposed to be 1001. Okay, yes, exactly. So 101 is Shagunjo. So from this number, I can easily look at the customer ID and know that, oh, 101, that's Shagunjo. All right. So this is the product in purchase. The purchase product 101, which is blocked eels, red in color, 3 kg, $36. All right, you bought 5, and this is the total price. Okay, and so on and so forth. Okay, so that's basically, the way it is being tracked. Okay, so the order table stores only sales information. All right. So it's easy for them to track, to say that, oh, my order did not get delivered. My order was not delivered. They would ask you, can I get your unique, your, what do you call it, your transaction code, your order code, okay? And you go and start looking for it. If you make a booking online, you go to an hotel, you are trying to book, all right? You get a booking reference, okay? That is unique to you, to that booking, okay? So whenever you come in and they just, oh, can I get your booking reference? They get that booking reference for you. Once they put in those numbers, they will get all the information about your order or about the booking. Okay, they'll get your name, they'll get the time you booked it, they'll get all that information. So you see, that's the essence of using the unique ID. All right. Okay. So it's unique. So no other person would have that same number for transaction for order. Just imagine you go on Jumia today and you order for something, or you order for, let's say, television, and they give you an order that is like this: A10012. Okay, that's your order. You bought a TV. Now, somebody else bought, let's say another person bought, let's say, a shoe. Okay, and they gave the same person the same number. Do you think it's easy for them to track if this particular order was delivered or not? It's not possible for them to track. And hence the reason why even you, one customer, okay, you can go on Jumia 5 minutes, buy a TV, they'll give you a unique code for that transaction. You purchased it. But while you're purchasing the TV, okay, you forgot that you were supposed to purchase, a webcam. Okay, you forgot to purchase the webcam. You, the same customer that just purchased the TV, you got a unique ID for your transaction. You went back to the same platform to buy webcam. They will not give you, they won't say that, oh, you just purchased the TV, I would add it to this, to this particular order. They will give you a new unique ID for that particular transaction. All right, they'll give you a unique ID for that same transaction, even though it's the same customer, the same platform. All right, they'll give you a unique ID for that another transaction that initiated. Okay, they won't say that it's the same customer. You placed an order for a TV, would add it to this one. They won't do that. They will give you another code for that same transaction. So if you do like 5, 10 transactions, you would have 5 unique IDs for those transactions. Okay, so that's exactly what we're doing here. So the unique ID is stored for each transaction. So if Shegun Joe says that, oh, I purchased something last week, I can easily come to the order table and track using his ID. Okay, and say that, we can see it in our records that you purchased this, the shipping address was this, blah, 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 and so on and so forth. Okay, and that's exactly what we've done. So looking at this now, okay, rather than working with one single table, what have we done? We have divided that one single table into 3 different tables. 1, the customer table. 2, the product table. 3, the order table. Okay, the order table. All right. Now, these tables have to relate to one another. Okay, they have to relate. There has to be a relationship. Okay, all right. So there has to be a relationship between all of them, because how do you, if you're looking at the order table, okay, by itself, how do you know customer 101? How do you know customer 105? How do you know customer 109? How do you know them? Okay, it's like you go into the bank, okay, and you give you initiated the transaction. So just the account number, just looking at the account number, the receptionist or the customer care representative can never know your name. It's impossible. Oh, my account number is 77555511111212. Okay, all right. Just the number alone is impossible for the customer person or the person looking at your transaction. It's difficult for them to know your name. Okay, So hence the reason why they would have to take that your number and reference it to the customer table to say that, oh, based on this your account number, and they'll try to confirm your name. Okay. You see, then when you provide your account details, they'll try to do some security checks. Can I know your name? Okay. All right. Can I know your address? Can I know your mother maiden name? Okay, and all those things. They will need to confirm the customer details based on what they have in their record. So they can look at the order table. Okay. So this customer ID, you see it also exists in the customer table. So looking at customer 101, I can easily just come to the customer table and take that number to get the details for that customer. Customer 104, I can come here and take the same thing, take the information of customer 101 or 104 and so on. So the product, all right, the product that you purchased, okay, is also related to the product table, which we have over here. Okay, the product ID is related to the product ID over here. The customer ID is related to the customer ID over here. So that's the relationship. That is the relationship. That is the relationship. Okay? How can we generate those three tables from one single table? Don't worry, we'll do that. Just understand the flow just yet. Okay? All right. So that's what we call relationship. Okay? That's what we call relationship. I will look at another real life scenario so you understand it a lot better. Okay. So looking at what we have done here, we've taken the customer table, the product table, and the order table. And based on that, when they call a data model, all right, the reason why they call it data model is because these tables relate to one another. They talk to one another. So you see, like I mentioned, the customer table is relating to the order table based on the customer ID. The customer table is relating to the order table based on the customer ID. So you see customer ID here, you see the customer ID here. And you can use that to track, okay, to say that, oh, customer 101 is Shegun Ojo. Customer 104, okay, that's Taye Olowo, okay, staying in this address, this is the email, and this is the phone number, all right? The product table is also relating to the order table based on the product ID. Okay, the product ID is also having discussion. Okay, it's related to the product ID in this table. So product 101, that is block eels, red, 3 kg, and the price is $36. All right, product 108, okay, product 108, that is air, red in color, 2 kg, and price is $34, and so on and so forth. So this is this relationship, okay, all right, is what makes it a data model. Okay, the way the tables are relating and speaking to one another, that's what makes it a data model. Okay, now you see it here. Okay, so you have the product, you have the customer table. Okay, so the customer table, what did I say happens? What did I say the customer table is used for? What did I say the customer table is used for? Let me see people that are following. All right. I'm feeling so lost. Hey, let me see the people that are following you. Free 50K, 50 grand for the person that gets it. The customer table is used for what? Okay. All right, Prince is absolutely correct. Customer table is used to store only customer information, customer details. All right. The customer table stores only, okay, customer information, only customer info. Okay, the customer table stores only the customer information. All right, so anything that has to do with the customer name, the customer address, the customer email, the customer phone number, the customer date of birth, the race, the gender, anything that has to be with the customer is stored in the customer table. All right, it's stored in the customer table. Product would only be used to store only, sorry, only product, okay, only product, okay, information, okay. So anything that has to do with the product weight, the product color, the product price, the product this, the product, supplier, the products, anything that has to do with the product, okay, will be stored in the product table. Okay, the customer table, has only customer information. The product table stores only the product information, and the order table stores only order information. Only order information. Okay? Only order info. All right, which is exactly what we're using it for. And I've explained this earlier. So each table, okay, the customer table, the product table, and the order table, in when you're talking about entity relationship diagram, so each table is regarded as each table is regarded as an entity. Okay, each table is regarded as an entity. All right, each table is regarded as an entity. Somebody's asking a question: what happens when the product weight changes? So that's your role as a data engineer. So as a data engineer, when you create this, when you create these tables, okay, there is something we call D, DML, data manipulation language. This is where you start to work with, your update statement. So you can update a record to say that, oh, this product has moved from 2 kg to 5 kg. All right, you can update. Okay, you can manipulate the data in your records. So that's your role as a data engineer. If certain things change, okay, you can easily make those changes in the database. All right, so you can update, you can create, you can delete, and so on and so forth. Okay, but we'll get there. When we get there, you'll see exactly what we're talking about. Okay, well, wonderful question, Abiola. Okay, so like I said, the customer table is an entity, the product table is an entity, and the order table is regarded as an entity. So these are all entities: the customer entity, the customer table, product table, and the order table. So we know what each table, the relevance or the importance of each table. We have the customer table to store only customer info. We have the product table to store only product info, and the order table to store only order information. Okay. Now, each of these, all these features that we talked about, when you say attributes, there you can also say its features. Okay. All right. Or characteristics. All right. All right. So these are all features, characteristics, attributes of the customer. Okay. So when you're looking at the customer table, you're looking at the features, anything underneath. Okay. These are features, these are characteristics of a customer. So a customer will have a name. Okay. The customer should have an address. The customer should have an email. The customer should have a phone number, the date of birth, a race, gender, skin, what else? What else would you want to put under the customer? What other features would you want to take on the customer? Preference, okay? Preferences, any other thing that has to do with customer, okay? These are all features of the customer. The product also, what are the features? What are the characteristics of the product? So the product must have a name, the product must color, it has a weight, it has a price, it has a supplier, okay? It has a supplier, it has a whatever information that you have there, okay? That has to do any other feature that has to do with the product will be under the features of the product, okay? The same thing with the order. When you order for a product, you order for that product on a particular date. A customer initiated, made the order. A customer will be the one to initiate that order. The customer purchased the product, and there's a quantity, okay? There is a price, okay? There was a price that the person paid, okay? Maybe delivery location. These are all features, okay, or characteristics of an order, okay? So these are the things that you look at in order for you to create what we call entities, okay, and attributes. So once you know your entity, you can start to ask questions. Okay, what are the features of this particular thing? What are the features? What are the characteristics? What are the attributes of this particular thing? All right. So that's exactly what you'll be looking at. So, and so on and so forth. Okay. So the entity and attributes, this is what they call it. Okay. But there are other names you could always use to understand it better. Okay. So when they say entities, they're talking about the table names. Okay. The customer table, the order table, the supplier table, the what else? What other table would you be looking at? Transaction table, so on and so forth. Okay, these are all entities. When they say attributes, it means what are the features of that table? What are the features of the main entity? Okay, so a customer, for example, these are the features of a customer. Okay, When you're looking at the product, these are the features of the product. Okay. When you're looking at order, these are the features of an order. Okay. And so on. Okay. Now, like I mentioned earlier, each table must relate to one another. Okay. Each table must relate to one another. That's the relationship that we're talking about. We'll talk more about that when we get to, primary key and the foreign key. You'll understand it better. So long story short, this is an entity relationship diagram. So this is what a database looks like, okay? A database consists of different entities. So you look at this is a table, the control header, okay? This is the control header table. This is the depot codes, okay? So if you're working in logistics or you're working in supply chain, for example, you would have depots, different depots, you would have different warehouses and so on. All right, so this one has depot codes to store all depot information. You have another table called stage. This is an entity. These are all entities. Raw data, another entity. Imports, another entity. Duty, another entity. Now you see this thing, this thing, what you have here, all right, all these things is what we call relationship. Okay, these are all relationship. All right, because like I said, what makes everything talk together, what makes a model, what makes a data model is based on the relationship, how they relate to one another. So you see each table is related to another table. This table is relating to another table. This table is relating to another table. So the way they speak to one another, the way they intertwine, the way they, talk to one another is what really talk. That's what we call relationship. Okay. So basically, this is an entity relationship diagram. This is how it looks like. So when you're talking about a database, okay, this is how the database is structured. Different tables, different entities, different relationships, and so on and so forth. But now let's take a look at this relationship. Now let's just focus on relationship now. All right. So have you guys heard of what we call primary and foreign keys? Let's start from there. You'll understand everything together now. But we're going to combine all the knowledge we've learned together. We'll make it work together now. All right. So have you guys heard of primary and foreign keys? Let me see. Primary and foreign keys. Put a yes in the chat or a no if you've not heard of it before. All right. Primary and foreign keys. All right, so I can see a lot of yeses in the house. Okay, I can see a lot of yes. That's good. All right. So if you've never heard of it before, don't worry, I would explain it to you. I will explain it to you. Okay. All right. So there is a concept called primary and foreign key. And we use this. We use this, the primary and the foreign key, all right, for what we call relationship, to build what we call relationship. Okay, that relationship we talked about, that one table is talking to another table. One table is having connection to another table. It is based on the primary and the foreign key. It's based on the primary and the foreign key. So I mentioned earlier that each table, okay, customer table, for example, would have a unique ID. Okay, each table would have a unique ID. We had to create a customer table. Initially, Amaka's business did not have a customer table. So we had to create a customer table that will store all customer information. That will store all customer information. All right. But now the key question is, we have to give each customer a unique ID. Each customer now has a unique ID, which is what we have here. Okay, customer ID. So each customer has a unique ID, which is the customer ID. All right. So now in this regard, that's why you have it here, primary key. Okay, primary key, primary key. That's what we call the primary key. So the customer ID in the customer table, okay, is called a primary key. Basically, primary is like primary residence. Okay, that's the ID for the customer in the customer table. But you see, the moment the customer ID decides that, okay, I want to japa, I want to leave where I am, I want to leave my primary residence, and I want to travel to another country. Okay, all right. You see over here, you have customer ID. So when you order for a product, okay, the order ID, you have your order ID, you have your order date, and you have your customer ID because it's a customer that would initiate that transaction. Okay, so when you go on Jumia, you go on Facebook, or you go, Facebook Market, you go on any of this platform and you purchase a product, your ID will be there, okay, to say that this is the customer that purchased this particular product. So you see, that's exactly what you have there. So you see, you have the customer ID in the order table. You have the customer ID in the order table. Okay, so this is another table entirely, another entity entirely. But you see, the custom ID has left this table and is currently existing in another table. So basically, this is a primary key because this is the customer table, and the unique identity for the customer table is the customer ID. Okay, in this particular order table, the unique identity for the order table is the order ID. Okay, so when you place an order, your order would have a unique ID, which is that's the order ID. When you create a customer, like you open a bank account, for example, a unique what bank account is given to you. So it's the same thing that you have here. When you create a customer, when a customer is created, a unique ID is given to the customer. All right. So that's what we call the primary key. That's what we call the primary key. So the order table, the order ID is the primary key in the order table. The product ID is the product key, the primary key in the product table. Okay, so the product ID is a unique identifier for the product, for each product. The customer ID is a unique identifier for the customer. The order ID is a unique identifier for the order. Those are what we call primary keys. But you see, the moment, that primary key decides to evacuate, decides to japa, decides to, immigrate, to migrate, I mean, to another country, to another location. So you see the customer ID is currently sitting in the order table. That's what we call the foreign key. That's what we call the foreign key. Okay? So it's just like you. So today you're in Nigeria, or today you are maybe a Canadian, for example, or whatever nationality you belong. All right, let's say you're a Nigerian. Okay, when you're currently in Nigeria, okay, that's your primary residence. So in Nigeria, in Nigeria, you don't need any visa, okay, to stay in that country. All right, you are there. That's your primary residence. But the moment you decide to travel out, the moment you decide to travel out and you travel to Ghana, for example, even just a nearby city, a nearby country, I mean, okay, you'll find out that you become a foreigner. You're no longer, you're no longer within your primary residence. You're not a foreigner. That's the same way with the table. So the moment you see the customer ID traveling out, okay, all right, migrating to another location, that is what we call a foreign key. So you see the product ID currently is a primary key in the product table. All right. The moment the product ID decides to travel out to another location, that's what we call the foreign key. So the primary key and the foreign key are essentially the same thing. They are the same thing. The only difference is the location where they are located. Okay, where they are located. The primary key is the unique identifier within its primary residence, within the entity it was created. So the customer table, all right, the customer ID in the customer table, that's the primary key. But the moment the customer ID exists in another table, okay, the customer ID now is in the other table. That's what we refer to as the foreign key. Okay, so the customer ID has relocated from customer table to the other table, and now it is regarded as a foreigner. Okay, same thing with the product table, product ID relocating to the other table, it's also a foreigner. Okay, so if you understand, put a one in the chat. Let me see. If you understand exactly what we've talked about, primary and foreign key, let me see a one in the chat. All right, fantastic. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. All right. So they are the same thing. The only difference is that, the primary key exists within its own confinement, within its own table. All right. But the moment that primary key decides to jackpot, okay, I'm saying jackpot because that's a terminology that everybody would understand. all right, decides to relocate, okay, and comes to another table to exist. This place is not conducive for me anymore. I need to spread my tentacles. Okay, it becomes a foreign key. Okay, so it's still the same key. Okay, so if it's customer 101, okay, it's still the same customer 101 that will be here. All right, but the only difference is the customer ID here is in the customer table, which makes it a primary key. The customer ID here in the other table is a foreigner. He's a foreign body. Okay. All right. You're not supposed to be here. What are you doing here? You are a foreigner. Okay. Hence the reason foreign key. So that's primary key and that's foreign key. And that's basically it. Okay. We'll bring everything together with a live example. Don't worry. Okay. Now, looking at this table, let me see the people that will get it based on the explanation. Now, looking at this table, you have distributor ID. Okay. All right, that's number one. One column, distributor name, the age, the location, and the product. Now, the key question here is give this table a name. What name would you give to this table? Let me see the people. What name would you give to this table? Nope, not entity. Distributor, exactly. Distributor table. Fantastic. The name of the table is distributor. Does anybody want to tell me the reason why it is distributor? Let me see. Does anybody want to just raise up your hand if you want to, if you want to answer the question, so I can unmute you? Distributor table, fantastic. All right, let me see. Abiola. I don't know why I'm calling Abiso here. Let me ask you to unmute, okay? Abiola, let me ask you, why is this called a distributor table?
Okay, can you hear me?
Clearly, yes.
All right, so it's a distributor table because it contains information about distributors.
Fantastic, fantastic. So now from this table now, what would you say is the primary and foreign key and
All
why?
right, so the primary key is the distributor ID,
Ooh,
and the
fantastic.
foreign key is the product ID.
Ah, fantastic. So why is the product ID a foreign key in this table? Oh, I've muted you back. Okay, okay, fantastic. But you've answered the question. Let me try Prince this time around. Let me quiz Prince a little. Prince, I'm gonna ask you to unmute. Yes. I'm gonna ask you to unmute, Prince. Yes. Go ahead, Prince.
Okay, good evening. So what's the question again, please?
All right, so the question is, why is the product ID a foreign key in this table?
Okay, so the product ID, I think is foreign key in this thing because it's it's a primary key in the product ID table.
Fantabulous. You guys are giving me ginger, I'm not gonna lie. Within just a few minutes, you guys have understood and you can answer these kind of questions. I would really, because I've never given you any other example apart from the ones that we talked about, but you guys are able to pick that up so quickly. I will really give you guys, you guys deserve it. I feel like we should give you guys certificates. I'll talk to the team so that we can offer you guys your data engineering certificates. Okay. So you guys are absolutely correct. Distributor table because it's not only distributor information, only distributor information, the distributor ID, the distributor name, the age of the distributor, the location of the distributor, and the products they are selling, okay, that they are distributing, essentially. All right. These are all information about the distributor. Hence the reason why the table name is distributor. Now, every distributor has an ID, okay? All right. They can have the same name. Chris, Poland, Chris, or whatever, or Ifemena, all right, they can have the same name. Hence the reason why they've been given a unique ID. So whenever you come, you need to put in your ID for us to know who the person is. Okay. So whenever you log in, all right, you're using your ID to log in. That's the essence of the distributor ID, unique identifier for each distributor. Now, foreign key. I think all of you answered the question, even in the chat. I could see all the information, all the answers. All right. But Prince was the one that spoke, so I'll just quote Prince. He said the same thing. For the foreign key is product ID because That's a unique identifier for each product, okay? Which would have, the product table would have its own table. Do you understand? The product would have its own table, which will have a unique ID, which is the product ID. Now, let me test you guys one more time. Let me see. Let's look at this one now. We have another set of columns. We have the order ID, we have the distributor ID, okay? We have this distributor ID, we have the product ID, we have the date column, we have the location, and we have payment. So order ID, distributor ID, product ID, the date, location, and payment. Now give this table a name. Let's see. Let me use the chat. Order table. Prince is so fast. Transaction, which yeah, I could call it transaction because they're transacting. So order sales. Okay, that's it. Understandable. Yeah, 100%. You're all correct. Terminology, transactions. Some people might want to call it transaction, but I would give it order because of the primary key. But yeah, just to ensure naming convention is very important. But yes, you can be correct in some scenarios. But order table, that's the name of the table. It's called the order table. Now, primary key. Let me see you guys now. What is the primary key? What is the primary key? Use the chart. Let's see. What is the primary key? This one should be very relatively easy. Fantastic. Order ID. Order ID. You guys are absolutely smart. These things are what people will learn for the last, learn for weeks in order for them to understand. And in just less than 30 minutes, you guys understand this whole thing. I will give it to you. Just a concept. Don't worry. Even though it's just a concept you understand, that's fine. Now let's take a look at the foreign key. Okay? Identify the foreign key. Let's see the foreign key now. Fatima, I need to send you Lucozade boost for that answer. So quick. So quick. Fatima has answered the question. There are two foreign keys. Prince said the same thing. So yes, it is very possible for you to have multiple foreign keys in your table. So you can see everyone answering these questions. You guys are awesome. I won't lie to you guys. You guys are absolutely awesome. All right. So you have the distributor ID and the product ID. These are foreign keys. The distributor ID is coming from the distributor table, which is a unique identifier for each distributor. All right. And you have the product ID that is coming as a unique ID for each product coming from the product table. So these guys here are your foreign keys, all right, which we call FK, okay? And your PK, okay, is order ID. Fantastic. You guys are awesome. I won't lie to you. You guys are absolutely awesome. Now, the key thing now is these tables, they have a name. So I say product table, I say customer table, I say this. Or when you're talking about modeling, all right? When you're talking about modeling, all right, we use we have another naming convention that we call them. Okay, so they are still tables. But we call them. There are two types of tables essentially. So you don't need to cram anything. It's not too plenty. So it's just two items. There's one we call dimension table, and there's one we call fact table. Dimension table and what we call fact table. Dimension and fact. So customer table is still a customer table. Product table is a product table. Order table is an order table. But when you're talking about modeling, okay, when you're referring to modeling, data modeling, all right, they can be called something else, okay? So for example, the customer table, this is what we call a dimension table. Product table is what we call a dimension table. But you see, the order table is what we call a fact table. Okay, so customer table is a dimension table, product table is a dimension table, order table is a fact table. And I'll explain to you in the best way for you to understand. Okay, for a beginner, customer table, okay, and product table, they are called dimension tables because, okay, they only store descriptive information. They only store descriptive information. So we use your dimension tables, you cannot do calculations. You can't do calculations. You are not doing calculations with it. All the calculations, all right, you can't do calculations with them because they only store descriptive information about the entity. Take, for example, the customer entity table, which is customer table, only stores descriptive information about the customer, your customer name, the customer address, the customer email, the customer phone number, the customer date of birth, the customer race, the customer gender, the customer maternal, what do you call it? What do you call that name? Maternal name, or whatever they call those things. So information about the customer, basically just descriptive information about the customer. Nothing serious, nothing more than that. Do you understand? All right. Just basically so that whenever you look at the customer table, you know the customer a lot better. All right. The product table, the same thing, descriptive information about the product name, the product color, the product weight, the product height, the product width, the product, price, the product, all these things are just descriptive information about the product. So you're not doing any form of calculation. It is basically just capturing information about the entity. Okay. So you are not doing calculations with your dimension table. Okay. It's just like your call. Thank you very much. It just came to my head. It's just like your phone. So you see, you store your numbers. Where do you store your numbers? In your contacts. So whenever you meet somebody, let's say today I meet Adedapo Ogun. All right, I meet Adedapo on the road. Oh, Adedapo, how you doing today? Oh, it's good to meet you. All right, can I get your phone number so we can actually talk some other time? I go to my contact to create a contact. Okay. So it stores only descriptive information about Adedapo. Okay. So Adedapo, I can write Adedapo as his name, Adedapo Ogun. If he gives me his email, I put his email and all those information. I store that contact, okay, in the contact of my phone. All right. But you see, I have call logs, which will now be the facts table. Okay. Call logs. My contact is my dimension table that stores only descriptive information about the contact, okay, that I've received. But whenever I now start to call Adedapo, hey, Adedapo, I've gotten home. Thanks. It was great meeting you today. It was amazing. We would have to schedule more time for us to talk, so on and so forth. Okay. All right. The time that it took me to speak to Adedapo, that's called the call log. There's another place that stores calling information, which is the call log. Okay. So how many minutes, what time during the day? Do you understand? All right. And so on and so forth. Basically, facts about that call. Okay. So that's exactly what the facts table will store. So descriptive table stores only the dimension of the descriptive table. Dimension table stores descriptive information about the entity, only descriptive information. While the facts table, this is where you now can do your calculations. Okay, all right. So now with this facts table, this is where you can do your calculations. Essentially, that's the key way for you to always remember. So you see with the order table, I can now start to do a trend to say that, oh, in January, most people order for this in January. In February, people order for this more in February. In March, this is what people do in March. In April, this is what people do in April. In May, this is, I can start to do trends. I can start to do analysis of order that comes in on a monthly basis. I can do the average number of quantity that people purchase. I can do the total revenue. I can do the total cost. I can start to do all those things based on the order, people's order. So the facts table that's the table that you use to do your analysis. So all the analysis that the data analyst would want to do, the data scientist would want to do, would be based on the fact table. What's the average quantity people purchase? What is the average time in which a product is delivered? What is the average days? What is the total days? What is all those calculations? Okay, is based on the facts table. Okay, so the dimension table, no calculation. It only stores descriptive information. Okay, the facts table stores data that you could use for calculations, numbers, measures. Okay, that could be used for calculations. Okay, and the perfect example is like the contact. So like I mentioned earlier, today I meet Adedapo on the road. I get Adedapo's phone number. I store it in my contacts. So there's a dedicated part of your phone that stores contacts. Nothing about the time you call the person, nothing about the duration of the call, nothing about that. It only stores descriptive information about the person's phone number, the person's email, and so on. But the moment I now decide to call the person, there's a different part of your phone, which is called the call logs, okay? That stores how long the conversation. On average, if you do it, if I use I use a Samsung, okay? So once you click on the person's phone number, okay, call logs, it tells you the duration, all right? You can go ahead to now say the average duration over a period of time. How frequent did you call this person? The call log has that particular information. Contact, no concern, it doesn't concern the contact, okay? Contact does not know when you call the person, it doesn't store those information. The contact just stores the name, the address, the email, and all those that descriptive information about the person. But you see, the call log stores the actual numbers, stores the actual transactions, the actual time you call the person, the length of the call, the average time, the last time you call the person, so on and so forth. So you can do the calculations yourself. So that's the key difference between the dimension table and the fact table. Okay? So yeah, do you understand? Put the one in the chat if you understand. Let's see. We'll still do one more example, don't worry. But that's the best way for you to understand it. Okay? Interesting. Fantastic. I love it. You guys are, I won't lie to you, you guys are awesome. You guys are awesome. Absolutely awesome. I won't lie. Okay. I don't lie on a Saturday. Okay. All right. Absolutely. So now somebody asked the question, how do we know how to convert that single data into multiple tables? Now, with that explanation that we've done, with all the explanation that we've done, okay, you'll see you'll be able to do this by yourself. Now, okay, this is one table that contains how many columns? How many columns can you see? All right, let's count it together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. So we have 16 columns in here in this data. This is a flat file. This is what we call a flat file, okay? Basically one single table, okay? All right? One single table. One single table that has 16 columns. One table that has 16 columns. That's what we call a flat file. Okay? All the data is in one table. All the data points are in one table. Now, the key question is, how many tables can be extracted from this data set? How many tables can be extracted from this data set? So I promise you something if you're able to get the answer. Let's see. How many tables can be extracted from this table? How many tables can be extracted from this data set? Oh, Abiola is saying 6 tables. Michael is saying 4 tables. Okay, let me see. Keep them coming. Let me see. You guys, everybody should have their own answer. All right, then I'll call on one person to answer. Okay, so I have another 4 in the house. That's good. Okay, I'll start with the highest, or maybe I'll start with the lowest and move on to the highest. Okay, so I'll take 2 people. One that has 4, and another person that has 6. Kelechi said, I don't know. Don't worry, you'll know very soon. Now you know. If you know, you know. The biggie ballers in town. Let's go. All right. So do you know what? I'm gonna just call in. I'm gonna call the smallest number, either Michael or David. Do you want to unmute yourself? And we take it off from there. Michael or David, if you can raise up your hand for me to unmute you. Okay? Michael or David, do you want to raise up your hand so that I can unmute you? So I have some people, 3. Okay. Edidiong, Noble, Olani. Do you want to raise up your hand? And so I can unmute your mic. Okay. All right, Michael, let me take you first. Okay, Michael, you said we have 4 tables. Could you let me know the 4 tables we have from this data set?
Okay, we have the product table, we
Which
have
will
the
contain
branch
what?
table.
Sorry. The product table will contain
the product ID, the product name, the brand, and the category.
Fantabulous. So this place here, you say is the product table.
Yes,
Product.
sir.
All right. fantastic. Let's move on to the next one. Okay. Next, no, continue. Sorry, you muted yourself back. Let me ask you to mute. Sorry. Go ahead, Michael. Yes.
Yes. Then the next is branch table. The branch ID,
Branch.
the branch,
Okay.
the day, the month, the year.
Okay. Okay. All right. This is the branch table. Okay. And what else?
Then the location table.
Location table. So location, what
Yeah.
else?
State, city.
Okay. So this is the location table. All right. Last but not the least,
The order table.
order table, which will contain the numbers. Okay. Order.
Yes. We can
Okay.
also have the facts, the
The
fact
other
table
table
and
will be your
direction.
fact.
I think,
Yeah.
yeah, those
The
are
other table
external
will be the
tables.
fact. Exactly. Okay. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Lovely. I love this. But you made a slight mistake. Okay. You made a slight
Yeah.
mistake.
Thank
But I
you.
won't. I'll allow somebody else to just a small mistake. All right. And I'll call somebody else. Who else? Who has seen Michael's problem? Who has seen Michael's error, slight error? Okay. So we can take it off from together. Okay, so Abiola, yes, I'm gonna unmute you. So Abiola, yes, go ahead.
All right. Thank you, Ife. So
Yes,
for me, it's gonna be product table, product ID and product name.
okay. Product ID and product name.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Then the brand table, brand
Brand.
and brand category.
Okay, that is one. This is
Then
two.
a branch table,
Branch table, which is
branch
branch of.
ID and branch ID and branch.
Okay. What
Oh,
else?
wait. Branch ID, branch. Okay.
Yes.
Boy. Okay. A date table.
Yes, fantastic. That will contain
Date,
what?
day, month, year. Date, day, month, year.
Exactly. Okay, so this date table.
A location table.
Okay, fantastic. We have that, which will contain location, state, and city, correct?
Yeah.
Okay,
Then fact table. Your
and the fact,
other table.
the other table, which is six. So that's how you came about six, correct?
I'm not too sure anymore what exactly this is.
Yeah, no, you absolutely, all of you are actually very correct. Okay, so obviously, this is the first time you guys are doing this, and you're able to do this. I would like to you guys have done a great job. Okay, you guys have done a great job. To be honest with you, all right. So these are the things that it took me how many months for me to learn. Okay, and you guys have learned in just a few minutes. Okay, all right. So one thing, I think that was Prince that just spoke. Abiola spoke. Okay. So Abiola, the only thing is the product table, like I said, descriptive information, descriptive information about product. All right. Descriptive. So my spelling is wrong. I can't start right again. All right. So product table only stores descriptive information about the product. So the product ID, the name of the product, the brand of the product, and the category are all descriptive information about the product. So that's my table one. Okay. Branch ID and branch. Okay. So this is where the first speaker, sorry, my name has left my head again. Okay. The first speaker that spoke, okay, has what? Made a mistake. Okay. So branch ID and branch are descriptive information about the branch table. Okay. So that was called the branch table. So we have looked at what? Product table that looked at product ID, product name, the brand, and the category. Then we have the branch ID and the branch that stores descriptive information about the branch. Then we have the date table, okay? This one I did not mention it earlier, but looking at what you guys said, looking at what Prince said, oh, why is Prince coming to my head? Abiola, okay? So Abiola, you're correct with that. The date table, which you store descriptive information about the date, okay? Descriptive information about dates. Now, if you look at dates, date could be is a table on its own in most scenarios, because different organizations, there's something we call physical year. Okay, physical year, fiscal year, fiscal year. All right. So people's fiscal year can be March. Okay, March. The start of the fiscal year could be from March to April the next year. All right. So it determines for different organization. Okay, the fiscal year differs. So most times you find yourself creating a date table. Okay, for your organization, trading period in a year. Different people have different dates. All right. So some people want to do bi-weekly. So if you're doing let's say you're dealing with let's say you're dealing with suppliers, and the suppliers pay, or they get paid bi-weekly. All right. You want to take that into consideration. So a normal calendar, okay. Yes, you need to now start to infuse some more additional things, all right, to your dates. Okay. So most times you would want to create your date column, your own date table. Okay. The next one is location, which is correct, which is 4. And number 5 is your facts table, which is your order table. All right. So 1, all right. 2, branch. 3, date. 4, location. 5, your branch, your facts table. So essentially, that's exactly what it is. All right. So your product table stores your product descriptive information about the product. The branch table stores descriptive information about the branch. The date table stores descriptive information about the date, and location stores descriptive information about the location. Last but not the least is your facts table. All right. Okay. Facts table. I thought the class is starting on the 3rd of February. All right. And we are teaching you all this one for free, Abby. Don't worry. It's part of it. Okay. And the facts table is, what we have here. Okay. So the fact table, you see it here, has multiple foreign keys. Has multiple foreign keys. All right. So the product ID is really, this is the primary key here, is becoming what? The foreign key over here. All right. The branch ID, also branch ID, foreign key. Date for primary key here, foreign key in the facts table. Location primary key, location ID, foreign key. So this is what constitutes your facts table, and you have your measures. Okay, your measures that you use to do your calculation. All right, your numbers, your numeric the numbers that you use to go ahead to do your calculations. All right. So for the person that asked that question earlier, okay, I can't remember the person's name. How do you break the table down into your tables? Do you understand this now? I can't remember the person's name. Let me see. How do I get the person's name? The person's name is up. And we've answered so many questions. But if you want to raise up your hand, so now with this now, okay, do you think if you see a data set, you'll be able to do this by yourself? Now, let me ask you that question. At least, okay, let's rate yourself out of 100%. How confident are you if you see another data set? Would you be able to break it down into fact and dimension tables? All right. So out of 100%, what percentage would you give yourself? Let's use the chart. Let me see. 100%, fantastic. All right, 99.9. Okay. 95%, which is good. Okay, which is great. Okay, out of 100%, let me see, 100% Majib, Edidion, 100%. Fantastic. I love that. I love that. 85% is not bad. 90%. All right. So the key thing is to work on more projects. Okay. And let's use an actual real life project. Okay, to do this now. This is the last thing we're going to look at. Then we'll jump into getting started as a data engineer. All right. Now let's take a look at this particular. This is an actual case study. So this was a project I worked on. This was about maybe 2 years ago. Okay. So it was for one of the clinics in the UK, one of the clinics. Like I said, I do more contracts working with different businesses. All right. Now, this particular hospital, okay, obviously the name is not Zane. Okay, it's not Zane Medicals. All right. But essentially, they add data, okay, all right? And everything was stored in disparate sources, and we needed everything to talk to one another. So the first thing what we did, or the first thing I did, was to gather all the data points, okay? So looking at what we have here, it was more than this, but just for learning purposes, I was able to just streamline it to this particular, to what we have here. Now this is an actual live case study for Zane Medicals, okay? Now, looking at all these data points, is an hospital, okay? Now, as the hospital, they have all these data points, all right? They have all these data points, all right? So they have, the patient first name, patient middle name, patient last name, patient's date of birth, the patient data, the patient email, the patient phone number, the patient address, the patient height, weight, so on and so forth. All right. They have the procedure name, the procedure description, the procedure date, the procedure amount. All right. They have the doctor's name, the doctor specialty, the doctor location. They have the ward name, ward type, ward director, ward capacity, ward location, and they have the duration, they have the total amount, they have the HMO discount, and they have total amount paid. Now, looking at this now, all right, how many tables can you get out of this? Okay, taking a look at this. Now, this is a table also, and they're telling you to build a data model for Zane Medical. So what would it be? How many tables? Looking at what you have here, you can take a screenshot and try to do it in the next 1 minute, just about a minute maximum. All right, so we can quickly call it a day. I only want to take 2 hours of your time today. Okay, so looking at this today, what would you say? All right, what would you say you need to guess? How many tables can you see here? Okay, 5 tables. Fantastic. Five, 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 five. So without wasting too much time, because I think I've wasted a bit more time. All right. I'm going to create a data model. Okay. And I'm going to be using a tool. I'm going to be using a tool called draw.io. Okay. I'm going to be using draw.io. So basically, once you open your browser, okay, just type in draw.io. Okay. And press enter. Okay. So this is what we're going to be using today. So I'm going to be creating a new diagram because I want to create a data model. You see this, create a new diagram. Okay, I'm going to create a diagram, blank diagram, and I'm going to click on create. So I will save it. Okay, I've done this before. So I'm going to call it Zane Med. Okay, and I'll press enter to save it. All right. And this is what I have. Okay. This is what I have at this point in time. Okay. So I want to create a data model. Okay. I want to create a data model. So without wasting too much time, okay, I'm just going to create a data model. So the first thing first, let me break this down into different tables. Okay. I'm going to break this down into different tables. So I'll show you how to design your own data model by yourself. Okay, how you can design your own data model by yourself. So now the first thing is, let's break this down into different, I'm going to start first with patient data, patient information. You guys should follow along with me anyways. It's just because of time. That's why I'm not taking too much time to get you guys to answer. But you guys said 5 tables. Majority of you said 5 tables. So I'm going to take that as a common answer. So table 1 will be the patient's table. So this will contain everything that has descriptive information about the patient. Okay, so this would be the patient table. All right, patient table. That's table 1. All right. Table 2, I'm going to use a different color. All right, probably use a blue. Will be the procedure name, procedure amount. Everything that has to do with procedure would be procedure table. All right, procedure table. All right, I'm sure you guys are getting it already. I'm going to use a different, maybe a blue this time around again. All right. Then the doctor, another table. That is table number what? Table number 3. Doctor's table. All right. Then number 4, okay, another table, all right, which is the word information, which is table number 4, which is the word table. All right. Then 5, but not the least, which is you guys are absolutely correct. All right, is the duration, which will be the, transaction table. We call it, sorry, that yellow is not very good. It's too bright for the white background. All right, I'll use a black. Okay. Okay. Transaction table. That will be the 5th one. So we have 5 tables. All right, we have 5 tables. Table 1 is the patient table. Patient 2, procedure. Table 3, doctors. Table 4, ward. Table 5, transaction. All right, so you guys are correct. 5 tables. Now the key thing, and I'll give you guys as an assignment. Okay. All right, I'll give you guys this as an assignment. Okay, so I would want you guys to take a screenshot of this quickly. Take a screenshot, or I will give you another permission to take a screenshot. I will teach you the basis of designing your data model, and I want you guys to design your own data model. Take a screenshot, like use the snip. So on everybody's laptop, you have what we call a snip. I'll show you how to do it. Don't worry. I'll show you how to do it shortly. Let me show you how to create your data model, first of all. So you learn, at least you would have gotten away with something today. And I want you guys to be sure that you get away with this today. All right. Now, go to draw.io. Just go to draw.io, create a blank Canva that I have created. All right. Over here on the right, you would see entity relation. That's exactly what you're looking for. Entity relation. Entity relation. Click to drop down and you see tables. You see all this icon that we talked about earlier today. All right. So I'm going to take the first table. You see this? You see this? It looks like all the table that we've been creating so far. So I'm going to click on this. Okay. I'm going to click on this. I'm going to drag this here. I won't have enough time to fill up everything, but that's where I don't have draw.io. Don't worry, it's on your browser. Just go to a browser, open any browser, type in draw.io. Okay, it's a website. Okay, all right, it's a website, draw.io. All right, so once you press enter, you will need to log in, create an account. I have an account. That's the reason why it's taking me to this page. So all you need to do is click on create new diagram. Okay, you see blank diagram, blank. That's what you're looking for. All right, you can give it a name over here. All right, and just click on create. It will ask you to save it on your drive. Just give it a particular name and save. That's all. All right. Now, looking at what we have, the first table that we have is patient table. So I'm just going to go to my diagram, and I'm going to change it to this. Instead of table, I'm going to change it to patient table. Now, the primary key for the patient table will be a patient ID. Okay, that's a unique ID. For each patient would have a unique identifier. All right. So I'm going to come here. So the unique ID, I'm going to change it to patient. Okay. Patient. Okay. Okay. Patient ID. All right. Now, obviously, every other information should be underneath. Okay. So now, other descriptive information about the patient: first name, middle name, last name, date of birth. So let's say the first one here is first name. Okay, that's the first name. All right. Middle name. Okay. Middle name. All right. What else is there? Last name, if I'm correct. Last name. I want you guys to try your hand on this. You'll see, at least you would have learned something in full today. All right. So you see, I have multiple other columns. I have first name, middle name, last name. Those 3 have been covered. But I have date of birth, gender, email, and so on. All I'll do is click on this, click on the last one, click on the last one, last name, ensure it is selected. All right. Right click and duplicate. Right click and duplicate. Right click and duplicate. All right. That's how you create multiple ones underneath. So now I can now create date of birth. I'll call it DOB. Okay. The next one is gender. I'll call it gender. Okay. And the last but not the last one, email. So you see, you would have to create all those ones yourself anyways, because we don't have enough time anymore. All right. So this table now, this is one table I've created. That's the patient table. The next one is the procedure table. Procedure table. So I'll click on this table, right click, and duplicate the entire table. Or better still, I can come here and create a new table. So anyone that works for you, okay? Essentially, just create another table. I'll delete this one, okay? All right, and I'll use this, a new table. All right, so this one will be called the procedure table. Procedure, okay? Procedure table. All right, what will be the unique ID for this? Procedure ID. All right, just the same way. Every procedure would have a unique identifier underscore ID. Okay. Now, what's the descriptive information about the procedure? Every procedure should have a name, procedure name. All right. So if you want to do liposuction, it will be there. And that will be the name of the procedure. All right. And so on. And any other descriptive information about procedure. Basically, that's what you do. All right. I'll do create a new table for the next one, which is doctor, the doctor's table, which will store descriptive information about the doctors. Doctor underscore no table. Okay. Then the next one will be doctor ID. That's the primary key. All right. Doctor underscore ID. Okay. That's for the doctor's table. The next one, word and transaction. Those are the last two. So I'll create two tables. Okay. So this one will be the word table. Okay. And every word will have a unique ID. Okay. Every word would have a unique ID. Okay. That's the primary key. And last but not the least, I would say transaction table. Okay. And every transaction that happens would have a transaction ID. Okay. Okay. So we have all these. Okay. These are all the tables that we have, 5 tables. Okay. So the transaction ID, like we mentioned earlier, will be the one in the middle. All right. Will be the one in the middle. Okay. So for everything to relate to one another, all the primary keys would be in the transaction. All the primary keys would be in the transaction table because this is the facts table. The transaction ID is the facts table. So you see, every customer, every patient, okay, in order for you to initiate a transaction, you must have a patient, it's a patient that would initiate a transaction. You must be a patient in order for you to pay for a procedure. So in order for you, when you get to the hospital, you can't just go and head to see the doctor. Okay, what would you do? You will need to sign in, you will need to create an account. So, all right, so you see this, the patient ID would be the foreign key over here. All right, patient ID. Also, in order for you to, once you're a patient, when you're making a transaction, you're making a transaction for a procedure. Okay, so the procedure ID has to be there also. Okay, all right, it's a doctor that will be in charge of that procedure. Okay, so the doctor ID will be there. All right, the doctor ID is it when you're paid for a procedure, is a doctor that will be in charge. All right, all right. Also, that particular doctor was in a ward. Okay, each ward will have a doctor, so the ward ID. Okay, along the line, you will still have other things like what your calculations. How much did you pay? So the duration. Okay, so ward ID, I would have duration. Okay, I would have what else? Total amount you spent for the transaction. Total amount. Okay. Okay. What else? HMO discount and total amount paid. Okay, HMO discount. And last but not the least, you have what? Total amount paid. All right. All right. So over here in this particular box, this is my FK, is a foreign key. Procedure ID, also another FK, my foreign key. These are all foreign keys because they exist in another table. All right. The blocker ID, another what? FK. Okay. FK. And the word ID also is another what? FK. Not the politician. This one is foreign key. Okay. All right. So you see, this is my facts table. This right here is my facts table. So now I need to create a relationship between these 5 tables. I'll just take a line. Okay. I don't need any other thing. I'll just take a line. Or better still, once you come to the edge, it turns to a green color. All right. Once you come to the edge of patient ID, it turns to a green color to the edge here. Just click on it, click on that green, and drag it to patient ID. So patient ID, there's a relationship between the two of them. Next one, word ID. There's a relationship between word ID to the word ID. All right. Procedure ID also the same thing. There's a relationship between procedure ID to procedure ID. All right. Last but not the least, there's a relationship between doctor ID and doctor ID. And that's basically how, well, you need to fill up all this information, procedure name and all the descriptive information about procedure, the doctor, all the descriptive information about the doctor name, the specialty and the location, the ward, you need to put in information of the ward name, the ward type, the ward director, ward capacity, and ward location. So I want you guys to design yours, okay? I want you guys to design, this is a free session. All right. Some people are paid heavily to attend this kind of session. Somebody was asking the question. I thought you said the class is starting on the 3rd of February. I find that question very interesting because, very intuitive because, this is what people will pay for, ideally, for people to learn. So it's a free session. Please don't take it as a free session. Take it as though you paid with your time because we spent the last 2 hours doing this. So I want you guys to try your hands on this. If this is the only thing you are able to do, all right, from this class, you are fine. You're absolutely fine. You understand dimension table, you understand facts table, you understand primary foreign key. You know how to use draw.io to create your own data model. I'll tell you for free, that is more than enough for a 2-hour session, even far beyond 2-hour session. All right, do this. All right, go on your system. All right, go on your system. Okay, look for what we call snip. So don't worry, I'm gonna stop sharing my screen so I can show you. So go to your system, search for snip. You see the snipping tool, search for snipping. Some people is sniping. I don't know if that's correct. It's called snipping tool. All right, look for the snipping tool. All right. So once you finish, once you're done with your designing, you have imputed all the things you need to impute. All right. I would honestly want you guys to take, the snip of that particular, take a snip of it. All right. Be proud of your work. You learned it. Now you learn now. Nobody any other person learn now. Now you learn now. Take a snip of that. All right. Take a snip of it. All right. You can copy it and make a post on LinkedIn. All right. Over the weekend, I attended the master class, by Ifemena, organized by Analytics. And I was able to learn data modeling. And I was able to build my first data model. Celebrate yourself. All right. It's not easy. You are taking out time to learn this. Celebrate yourself. And I want to see you guys. I want to see you guys do that. All right. So we'll be sending out the what do you call it? The link to the masterclass after the session for you to be able to replicate what you need to do. So by Monday, Tuesday, I want you guys to, post it on LinkedIn. All right. To say that I attended the masterclass. This is what I learned. I learned data modeling. I learned foreign key, primary key, concept of data modeling, and so on and so forth. All right, tag me. I want to see them. I want to see your work. You guys are absolutely smart. And I really want you guys to succeed. Okay. Hence the reason why I'm driving you guys to do that. Okay. So without wasting too much time, I'm just going to go ahead. Okay. All right. How can I see the sniping to you? Just search on your system. Just go search for snipping. Snipping. Okay. You see it. Just search on your system. It's there. Every system has the sniping to you. I said sniping again. Snipping. All right. So now the key question now is how do I become a data engineer? All right. So you see what we've done. Oh, fantastic. If you may not, if you like say my namesake, the shasha like myself. All right, that's good. Fantastic. I love that. All right. So you see, the pathway to becoming a data engineer, okay, is by you registering for this training program. Okay, and guess what? All you need is good mentors. All you need is somebody that would guide you through on how you can also get started. All right. What you do in order for you to get started. Now, this training program is 100% online, 100% online. So, regardless of your location, regardless of where you are, you would be able to learn. Okay. If today you have to be in Lagos, tomorrow you have to be in Kaduna, next week you are relocated to the UK, all right, or Canada or anywhere, you can learn anywhere you are, 100% online, virtual instructor led, just the same way we are learning at this point in time. Now, hands-on practical session. Okay, so like we did today, and I want you guys to practicalize what we've done. That's the reason why I'm nudging you to do the same thing. Because the moment you try your hands on it, I will tell you for free, it is very, very easy for you to remember. Lifetime access to the materials and the experts that you get to work with. So you get lifetime access to all the materials. All our sessions are recorded. So you get that lifetime access to all the recordings, all the sessions, 30 plus classes, 50 plus topics that you'll be covering in the training program. The average salary of a data engineer in Nigeria is about 9 million naira per annum. All right. Average salary of a data engineer in the UK is £52,000. All right. Now, for the training program, duration of the training program, you would have added nothing less than 10 projects to your portfolio. All right. You'll be creating different projects in SQL, projects in data modeling like we did today, data projects in SQL, Python, AWS, Linux, Apache Flow, Apache Spark. We'll talk about the tools and the projects you work on. Okay, 100% job visibility, industry relevant certification. You get a certificate upon completing the training program. 3 months of learning, and you get 2 months. We've increased it from 1 month to 2 month virtual internship. So you get 2 months free virtual internship. 2 months of free virtual internship. All right. Now, moving on to the next thing, how do I become a data engineer? How do I become a data engineer? The first thing you need to understand is the intro to data engineering. You need to understand the intro to data engineering. What is a database? What is a data lake? What's the difference between a data mart and a data warehouse? So on and so forth. All right. And any other key concept that you need to understand to get you grounded in data engineering. Then you move on to Python and SQL, which are the key technologies that you need to learn to become a data engineer. Those are the two. I will show you some job sites, okay? All right. And you see that those are like the two prevailing technologies that you need to learn, Python and SQL. You move into batch commands and version control. This is where you get to work with Linux and GitHub, okay, for batch command, Linux for batch commands, and GitHub for version control. You move into data modeling, all right? Then you go into pandas, you get to work with pandas, all right? You get to work with Apache PySpark. Then you move into data extraction, you move into data cleaning and transformation, all right? Thereafter, you now move into cloud computing, all right? Where you'll be working with AWS, Amazon Web Services, all right? Then you get to work with AWS, for your data modeling, data transformation, data extraction, and so on and so forth. You build projects in data, in AWS cloud engineering. Last but not the least, you now work with what we call data pipeline and orchestration. So you get to work with building your actual data pipeline, moving data from one source to another source. Listen to what Michael said earlier, one of the data engineers that got a job after the training program. All right, all it does is to move data from, the client's data to, their system, the software's application. All right, make it structured enough for them to use it. So essentially, that's basically the learning curve of the data engineer. Okay, you start with the intro, you move into Python and SQL, you learn that you build projects in Python and in SQL. Then you move into Linux and GitHub for batch commands and version control. You move into data modeling. You get to work with pandas. You get to work with Apache PySpark. You move into data extraction. You get to work on projects in data cleaning and transformation. You get to work on projects in AWS cloud engineering. And last but not the least, you build data pipeline and you finally get to orchestrate or what we call automate the data pipeline. So once you learn all this together, you become a data engineer. You become a master data engineer. So when you've learned all this and you've built project along all this, you become a master data engineer. All right. Now, this is a more detailed structure of what you would learn in the training program. So you see, it is robust. Okay, looking at even data engineering fundamentals, you get to work introduction to data engineering. Why data engineering? The big data, what is the 5 V's of big data? What is relational database, data pipeline concept, difference between the database data. So all the concepts you need to understand, you will learn it in the fundamental stage. Thereafter, you move to Python. You see, you learn Python programming, you learn exploratory data analysis, you learn processing JSON and REST payloads using Python. You get to work with Python database programming language. All right. You move into SQL and bear in mind that you're going to be working on projects on all these key areas. All right. You're going to be working on projects on all these key areas. Okay. See, so this is where you start to work with SQL, DDL, DML, and DQL. So like I mentioned, somebody said, what about if the weight of the product changes? What happens? All right. This is where you update. Now, the update statement allows you to modify a record. So we'll teach you how to do that in the real class using SQL to update certain records in your database. All right, you can insert, you can update, and you can delete. These are all under the data manipulation language. All right, so you have the data definition language. Okay, this is the create, alter, and drop statement. We have truncate also in there. Okay, you have the DQL, which is data query language. Select, from, you get to work with where statement for filtering, perform aggregation, sum, average, and so on. Joining multiple tables, sorting different tables. All right. Moving on to batch commands and version control, you get to work with Linux, you get to work with GitHub, you get to work with GitHub for as your data source or your data repository. All right. Now you move into data modeling that we talked about. We'll do more conceptual and more projects around data modeling. Okay, so we have data warehouse modeling and we have database modeling. So you get to learn the difference, how you model data for a database and how you model data for a data warehouse. Essentially, as a data engineer, you're moving data between database to data warehouse. So you need to understand how a data warehouse is, how it is modeled, and also how a database is also modeled. So all these things are very essential skills of a data engineer. Thereafter, you move to pandas. You get to work with pandas. You get to work data processing with using pandas. You get to work with Apache Spark, overview of Apache Spark, and working with PySpark. So you get to work, you do projects around filtering using PySpark, joins using SQL, sorting, ranking, and cleaning data sets using PySpark. Data extraction. So you get to work with data extraction, you get to extract data from APIs, you get to extract data from databases, you get to work on projects, data migration projects, okay? You get to, there are quite a number of projects you work on. Web scraping also, you get to work on projects in web scraping where you're extracting data from the website, from actual websites. Now you do data cleaning and transformation, you move into cloud computing, you get to work with Amazon Web Services on different data engineering projects, cloud engineering projects. All right. And last but not the least, you do data pipeline and orchestration. So this is where you automate your pipeline. This is where you now automate your pipeline itself. Okay. Exploits diverse profiles of data engineering. So a lot of people think that once I learn data engineering, the only jobs I can apply to is data engineering. That's what most people think. But bear in mind that you can actually apply for quite a number of roles. And just give me 2 seconds. I'm going to show you some of these roles you could actually apply to. All right. So I'd shown you earlier, all right, some of the job sites where you can apply for a job. I'm going to bring that up in the next 2 minutes. Okay. Where is my browser? Okay. All right. So we have data engineer that you search for. You can also search for BI engineers or BI developers. So different organizations will call it, some organizations will call it BI engineer, some organizations will call it BI developer. Okay, so you can see BI engineer, 50 to 60,000 pounds, BI engineer, 300 to 500 pounds per day, not per month, not per week, per day. So meaning that if you're doing this, okay, you can actually earn as much as what, even 500 per week, okay, per day, and you're doing that for a week. That's what that's 2,500 pounds in a week. In a month, times four, that's what 10,000 that you're getting. If you feel like it's a lie, it's you need to actually go into it. And let's just take a look at it. All right. So basically, you see this now: design and build tables, like literally we did today. All right, design and build tables, ad hoc query, data analysis and data remediation. All right, BI reporting. All right, you see SQL, okay, Server, MySQL, in which you're going to learn all these things in the class. All right, so that's BI engineer. You would learn it. Obviously, you would learn all these things. BI data engineer, Power BI engineer. We have data engineer also, ETL, SQL, and Python, and Power BI. Data engineer, enterprise data engineer, maintenance engineer, field service engineer, and so on and so forth. So these jobs are there. And for the guys in Canada, the same thing, all right? So you could actually look for BI engineer roles, all right? And you would get the same results, okay? BI analyst, BI engineer, data engineer. So you see these roles intertwine with one another, all right? So a lot of people will think that, oh, I'm applying for just data engineering roles, you know, and anytime they go online, they're only searching for data engineer. Or you could always get a lot more roles. Okay, so you can apply for analytical engineer roles. You can apply for ETL developer, cloud engineer, AWS engineer, big data analyst, BI developer, BI engineers, and so on and so forth. Okay, so these are some of the roles you could actually apply to, and these jobs exist. Like I just showed you, some of them, and they are high paying. You can actually be earning a lot of money working in this organization. All right. Now, moving on, the internship program is a very interesting one because a lot of people are looking for a springboard for them to get started. I'm looking for an internship, or I'm looking for a place where I can work on more projects. The internship is designed for you to work on more projects. Now, the good part, the favorite part for us is you can use it as a work experience. So you can tell potential recruiters, okay, you can add it to your CV, and you can tell potential recruiters that this is what I do at the moment. I am currently a data engineer with analytics. All right, not even an intern. You can actually claim work experience from analytics. Your learning experience and your internship experience can be converted into work experience. And we can provide you with references and all the things that you need to back up that your experience. Okay. You have 2 months to own your skills. You get to work on 6 or more additional projects, and you get to what? You get a project review with an expert. You get a project review with an expert. So you add it. You can add it to your internship. Okay, you can add it to your CV. Your internship experience can be added to your CV. All right. 1 month to own your skill, 2 months in this stage of data engineering. All right, 6 months, 6 additional projects to be added to your portfolio, project review with an expert, and you get all the things that you need to get started. But now the key question you would ask yourself, why should you train with analytics? Why should you train with us? Okay, very simple. We have 5 things that we've combined together to show you that you need to train with us. One is up-to-date curriculum. So our curriculum is up to date, gives you all the things that you need to know in order for you to get the job. So our curriculum will teach you all the practical skills that you need in order for you to get the job. Now, you're not learning this by yourself. You're learning with an industry expert. All right. You're learning with somebody that has industry experience that is currently doing this. You will get to work with these people. All right. Then we have the blended training delivery. So where you have the live classes and you have watch me do it videos. You have watch me do it videos. Now we have the blended training program. Like I said, we have live classes that happen every weekend. Okay. But you also have watch me do it videos that accompany these classes for you to be able to learn at your own pace. So you get to work on projects in class, but you also get self-paced projects that you can use to watch, that you can watch at your own pace and learn at your own pace. The key question we wanted to answer there is, how do we put different categories of people, fast learners, slow learners, practical learners, how do we combine these people together to be in the same class and learn at the same pace? So we have live classes and we have self-paced material that you can watch by yourself, and you can actually watch on, depending on the watch me do videos, you can come to class, work on those projects, and you are fine. All right. So we have designed an ambience, an environment, okay, that would allow you for conducive learning. Additional employability services, I'll talk about that in the next few minutes. And the internship is designed to simulate real work experience, real work experience. That's what it's designed to do. So as much as you can go through all this, I can tell you, as once you're done with adding all these things together, it makes you an industry relevant tech professional. All right. And you'll be in demand. You will apply for jobs, you will get callback from interviews and so on and so forth. Now, how do we not position for success in the job market? Very simple. All right. Now, we'll help you out with CV review. We'll help you revamp your CV. All right. All right. We'll help you revamp your CV, would help you recreate, revamp. Oh, I don't have any experience in data engineering. Oh, I'm getting started. Oh, I have an experience in customer service. I don't have, all those questions that people have about their CV. Would help you revamp your CV, would help you adjust your CV, put in certain keywords that would ensure that whenever you apply for a job, you are getting a call back from the recruiter or from the employer. All right. Would also help you out with LinkedIn optimization. We'll help you optimize your LinkedIn profile. So when potential recruiters go on LinkedIn to search for potential candidates, your profile will appear. All right. Would help you optimize your LinkedIn profile. Upwork optimization, also a fantastic place for people looking for remote, remote opportunity, freelance opportunity. So I'm just going to go to Upwork. So you see it, okay, by yourself. So you see it here, browse jobs posted on Upwork, okay, to find the best freelance jobs. So all you need to do is just go all the way to D. You will see data miner, okay, data extraction specialist, all right. You will see data analytics freelancer. You will see data scraper. So you get to work on projects in data scraping, web scraping, and all that. So you can work on that. Database designer. These are all freelance opportunity that you can get into, all right, that you can actually get started inside. Okay, the database architecture engineer to execute graph database. This is $120. All right, sometimes they pay per hour, and you can then use that to upskill yourself, work on different projects with different clients across the world, and get paid in dollars for it. Okay, navigating the job market, teach you how to navigate the job market, how to apply for a job. All right, that will guarantee a callback. Okay, how to apply for jobs, the type of jobs to apply to, and so on and so forth. So we'll help you now, teach you how to navigate the job market. How do I get a remote job? How do I do this? All those questions, the burning questions. How do I negotiate the salary? We'll teach you how to do all that. Okay. Job and interview preparation would also help you all that with that. So once you have a good CV, you have a good LinkedIn profile, you know how to navigate the job market. Trust me, whenever you apply for a job, you will get callback. Okay, you'll get like an interview schedule. So the key question is now, how do we prepare you? We do what we call a mock session where we prepare you for the interview. Okay, we teach you how to answer certain questions during the interview. Because you've never interviewed for a data engineering role before, we'll teach you how to interview for the data engineering role. So we'll teach you certain questions, how to answer those questions. Simple questions like, tell me about yourself. We'll teach you how to answer those questions. Tell me about a time. Okay, you have experience in data engineering. Could you tell me about the time you worked on built a pipeline and the pipeline was not working? How do you able to answer the question? We'll teach you all that and more during the job interview preparation sessions. And last but not the least is recommendation and reference letter. Recommendation and reference letter. This is now where it's very important for you. All right. So as a beginner or looking at somebody that is looking to transition, we provide you with this to back up your application. Okay. A lot of people are learning, are self-learning, and they can't get a job because there is no organization that can stand with them or for them in some scenarios. So, you say you have data engineering skills, and now get a reference from your previous employer or your current employer, and a lot of people are stuck in that limbo, like, they don't know how to move on from there. But this is where we offer you recommendation and reference letter to back up your application skills, just so that whenever you apply for a job, you are able to get what you're looking for. Level two is weekly mentorship sessions and on-the-job support. So weekly mentorship sessions will bring in people, experts within the field, to come into the organization, to work with you, to mentor you. People that you look up to within the industry will come in, will be in-house, coming to you to work with you and get you started in your role as a data engineer. All right. We also offer what we call on-the-job support. So once you get a job and you feel like this is a bit too tasking for me, all right, or you don't know how to navigate it, we'll provide you with steps, actual steps that you need to take in order for you to do your job efficiently. So on-the-job support will be provided to you. And a new thing that we are doing this year is interview guarantee. Okay, we're going to guarantee you interviews during the training or even after your training program. Okay, as long as you're doing well with your training, we'll guarantee you interviews. All right, we'll guarantee you interviews. All right, so interviews, and once you get those interviews, we are still going to prepare you for those interviews. We are still going to prepare you for those interviews. So, and the more interviews you have, the more likelihood of you to land a job. Okay. And I'll tell you the reason why we are able to guarantee you these interviews this year. All right. So this year, 2024, we are adding three more initiatives, three additional initiatives, which is the body mentorship session, body mentorship hub. So whereby participants, like I said earlier, we have a ton of people that have gotten jobs last year, 2 years ago, and so on. So these guys are coming back to an old, new people that are looking to transition. So you're in Canada, you're in the US, you are in Nigeria, you are in Ghana, you're in whatever location you are. All right. We have body mentorship, body mentors, people that have gotten alumni from analytics that have gotten jobs are coming back to an old new people that are looking to transition. So we have the body mentorship sessions or body mentorship for you to get in touch with these people and talk to them, and they will guide you through the necessary steps you need to take in order for you to get yours. So basically creating a community. So you're not by yourself. All right. And the good thing is that when somebody tells you, oh, I've been in your shoes before, there's this level of comfort that comes with it. Some of these people at the start of last year, just the same way you're starting this year, did not know they could start a role as a data engineer. But guess what? Along the line, they got a job. They went through the training program and got a job as data engineers. All right. And you can do the same thing. All right. And imagine somebody is there that was in your shoes the same time last year, telling you that, oh, you need to do this. Oh, try this, try that. This is what I did in order for me to get mine, and so on. So basically, that support system is what you need. And that's what we're providing for you. Now, the next thing is enhanced internship experience. So we're building a more robust internship experience for you data engineers, for you to get more, in-depth experience in the role of a data engineer. All right. Now, I talked about guaranteed interviews, okay? And this is how we're going to guarantee interviews, okay? Very simple. We are working in a partnership in which we have secured some in the US, in Canada, in the UK. We've secured some. And essentially, what we're trying to do is secure this partnership with recruiters. We're building our own job pipeline. So whenever a job opportunity comes up on the platform, we recommend our participants to these jobs, okay? All right. So once we recommend you, you get selected, we prepare you for the interview. You go ahead to prepare, you do the interview, you come back, and the more interviews you go for, the more likely you will get a job. And it's the reason why we are guaranteeing you interviews. Interviews, not just one, several interviews. As long as as long as we secure this partnership, and we've secured some of them already, we are still working aggressively to secure more. And it's the reason why we're doing all this to ensure that once you finish, okay, maximum a month, 2 months, you should be able to get a job. All right. In the US, in Canada, in the UK, these are the things that we are doing and more in order for us to get you what you're looking for. All right. You could also, work as a freelancer, as a data engineer and earn in dollars. And the key question is, how do you get this job? How do you get remote jobs? Fine. We've had several sessions in the past. And what I've done is to take out time to create a link to for you to watch by yourself. So how to get remote jobs. So just click on this. Once you get the materials, click on this. It will take you to this page. All right. It take you to a YouTube page where I created a detailed walkthrough on how to apply for remote jobs. Okay. All right. So you see all the places and places you can get remote jobs, how to apply for remote jobs. I showed you the website, practical steps you could take in order for you to get remote jobs. All right. So I talked about Upwork. So even today I didn't really go in detail, in depth about how you need to use Upwork. So during those, once you click on the link, it will take you to this particular page, watching to teach you how to search for these jobs, how to apply for the jobs, and so on and so forth. All right. So now next one is sponsor jobs. So if you're in the US, if you're in the UK, for example, you're looking for sponsor jobs, click here. It will take you to a page where you can actually walk you. Adeza walk us through the steps on how to get sponsor jobs in the UK. All right. So you see it here. It's just at the first end. Okay. So this is Adeza here walking us through how you can get tier two sponsored lists and see all the things you need to take into consideration, where to find jobs that will sponsor you in the UK, and so on and so forth. So, all these things and more is what I've linked here. Okay. So for remote jobs, click here. To get sponsored jobs, also click here to get sponsored jobs. Okay. All right. And now, once you combine all this together, these are some of the sites you can go to get remote jobs: LinkedIn, remote.co, Upwork, Indeed, Well Found. These are sites you could actually use in getting remote jobs. But like I said, all these things, taking our time to, talk about data modeling, breaking it down, us learning together and all that. Some people might still feel it's a bit too difficult for me to get started. But like I said earlier, it always seems impossible until somebody else goes ahead to do it. All right. So I'm going to play Idris for you so you can listen to Idris in the next 1 minute. I think it's less than a minute, actually. All right. So Idris was less than a minute.
Everyone, my name is Idris. How I... Hello everyone, my name is Idris. How I heard about analytics was through a post on Instagram. So there was this ad. And I was interested in what I saw there. That made me decide to go through their website and see the curriculum they had. Going through the curriculum, I realized this was exactly what I was looking for because I'm this kind of person. I very much love learning fundamentals when I'm diving into a new field. And this was exactly what analytics is doing there. Starts from the fundamentals and build it up from there. That made me enroll into the program with them, and my learning experience throughout the program was very productive because I gained a lot of concepts which I'm applying in my current role at the moment. Since finishing the program at Analytics, I've been able to secure a data engineering role at Jaguar Land Rover, and recently I just secured a new role as a senior analytics engineer. So my advice for anyone is, if you're having any doubts or if you think you need to delve into this field, I advise you to just go to the website, check on the courses there and see what you're interested in and start from there. Thank you.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So, like I said, it always seems impossible when somebody goes ahead to do it. Okay, these guys have. You could look at their profiles on LinkedIn. Okay, this is Idris Adebisi. This is Michael Osher or Sayemi. You can check them out on LinkedIn. No prior experience, and they're able to get their jobs. And now, even Idris, like I said, is moving to another job. Okay, so it could be you. All right. But a lot of people have what we call analysis paralysis, where they overanalyze situations. What if I fail? But they don't look at the good thing, like, what if I was able to succeed? What if I was able to do it? Like myself, also, it was a big gamble. Okay. 4 years in consulting, on track to, becoming, senior manager and so on and so forth. All right. I should have said, okay, you know what, it's too difficult for me to, it's a big chance. Okay, it's a big this, it's a big ask. Do you understand? All right. But one thing you need to ask yourself is, what if you're able to do it? And I will tell you for free that getting started in data engineering will take you places that you never financially. All right, because data engineers are one of the highest paid in the tech space at this point in time. So if we're looking to get a rewarding career, I will tell you chase data engineering. So essentially, long story short, is We have a training program starting on the 3rd of February, 2024, next week, Saturday. And the good news is we have a discount for the first 20 people to register. First 20 people to register. Okay? Very first 20 people to register. Starting next week, 3rd of February. Okay? So the training program, which is ideally $900 or £750, okay? We're running a discount for the first 20 people. First 20 people to register. All right, first 20 people to register. Okay, all right. The discount amount is $750 or £625. Now you can pay it because of this discounted amount, rather than paying the full amount, you can pay the discounted amount. And the good thing is you can pay in 2 installments. All right. The good thing about this is you can pay in 2 installments. So rather than you paying 750 all at once, you could actually pay the 750 in 2 installments. All right. The first installment is $550. The second installment is $200. Now the second installment, this is it here. The balance of the second payment after 1 month into the training program. So you have 1 month to be able to balance this amount. So rather than you paying the full amount, okay, if you're able to secure your discount, discount amount, you can pay in 2 installments. It gives you permission to pay in 2 installments. All right. And now the 2 installments, all right, you could pay $550 to secure your position, $550. You can balance up to $200 1 month into the training program. And if you're paying in pounds, it is £460 to secure your discount, okay? To secure your spots and your discount. And you can pay the balance of $165 1 month into the training program. 1 month into the training program in order for you to get started. So now, all you need to do to secure your position is click on the link and make your payments now. Be part of the first 20 people to register. Be part of the first 20 people to register. All right. A lot of people, will come back, towards the tail end of the month and start saying that, do you know what? Do you know what? This is what I'm looking for. This is that. I couldn't pay for it because of this period, because of that, because of this and all that. So one thing I like to tell you, please select the link, all right? Click on the link and get started now. All right? Get started now. All you need to do is either click on the link, move past the page, okay? Before I show you testimonials, and just click on the main stack link, click on this. All right, it's going to take you to the page, all right, where you can make payment. So once you click on the main stack.me.analytics, okay, it's going to take you to this page, all right, and you can get access to all the program brochures here. So if you're looking to get more information about data engineering, even beyond what we discussed today, all right, we have the data engineering brochure, okay, data engineering brochure, all right, that will give you details about the program. So if you want to read more about the training program, data engineering, you're part of becoming a certified data engineer. All right. Looking at everything you need to do. Why data engineering? Okay, become a data engineer, the program overview, the tools that you get to work with, the curriculum, data engineering, fundamentals, and a breakdown of everything you will learn during the training program. Okay, a breakdown of every single thing you learn during the training program and beyond. All right. So if you want the brochure, all you need to do is click on this, get access to all program brochures. So once you do that, double click on it, and it will give you access to the brochure. You can download to your care. Okay. Now, for you to make payment, just click on Visit Store. You see this link here, the button here. All right. Click on Visit Store, and it's going to take you to all the programs that we're running. So all you need to look for is data engineering. So you see data engineering over here, okay? Data engineering, click on this. All right, if you want to see yours, depending on your location. So if I want to see my Canadian dollars, for example, I can click on Canadian dollars. If I want to see it in USD, I can use USD. So I can change the price just by clicking the drop down. All right, so let's say Canadian dollars, or if you want to use pounds, it should show you in pounds. All right, if I refresh the page, it will show me in pounds because that's I was using this in the UK while I was in the UK, so it registered my address, my IP as being in the UK. Well, I could always change it to pounds, to Canadian dollars or USD. So for the guys, let's say the guys in, let's just use dollars for example, USD. All right. So you see, for you to make payments, all you need now to secure your position is $550, $550. So I can go back to the browser and you see data engineering. I'll click on data engineering. Okay. So currently it is $750, which is what the full amount, the discounted amount. All right, the discounted amount. That's what we have is $750. But now all I need to for my first payment is $550. All right, to secure my position. All I would type in there is 550. All right, that's all I need to put there. So once I put that, I'll click on reserve a seat and I can put in my details and make payments immediately. All right. So that's all you need to do. Literally, that's all you need to do. So regardless of your location, you're in Nigeria, you're in Ghana, you are in Sierra Leone, all you need to do is, all right, click on VC Store to make the payment. Click on VC Store. All right. Look for data engineering, which is what you have here. Click on data engineering. Okay. All right. So this is in pounds. I could change it to any currency I want. This is in pounds, 622. So you notice that this is slightly lesser, which is 625, all right, which is based on exchange rates. Okay, it's all based on exchange rates. So if you're paying in pounds, you might be gaining, you might be having, a discount of additional discount of like £3 or £2.5. Do you understand? Okay. So, but all you need to secure a position is £460. So all you need to do is 460 pounds and reserve a seat. Okay, and that's the same thing you need to do to make payment. So for the guys in Nigeria, it's the same process. The same process. Once you click on the link, you click on Visit Store. All right, you should see yours in Naira equivalent, the Naira equivalent. Okay, so you can confirm. Okay, you can confirm using that. Okay, so I can only see mine in pounds because of my location. All right, or my previous location or my current location. So please confirm. Once you click on the link, tell me if you can see it in price in Naira. Well, if you can't see it in Naira, okay, you will see it here. Data engineering, okay, February prices 2024. Still on that same link, you'll see it here, the price in Naira. So the discounted amount is 900,000 Naira, okay? In order for you to secure your position, all you need to pay is 660,000 and you can balance up 240,000 1 month into the training program, okay? So that's the Naira equivalent. If you want to pay directly to a Nigerian bank account, you see we have the Naira bank account just at the bottom, okay? Just at the bottom, okay? But the preferred way, okay, in order for you to, rather than sending money to the account, you could actually pay Naira card. You could use your card using Paystack. You could actually pay using this. All right, so click on all programs, same way you see it here, data engineering. All right, and you could actually do your part payment. Okay, so you see it's 660 and you can add to bank and you can check out. Okay, so that's basically the steps you need to take. Is it that you pay directly to the bank account if you're using Naira? All right, or you use Paystack to just use your card to make payment. This is Paystack, which is one of the most secured payments gateway you have out there. All right, for the guys, we're using main stack. So if you want to pay data engineering, all you need to do is just click on data engineering. It will take you to that same page that I was coming from. Okay, the same page I was coming from that showed you all the prices, all the things you need to know about that. Okay, so that's basically the long story short. That's it. All right. So I'll be looking forward to having you guys in the class. Okay, guess what, guys? We have some amazing guys that'll be in the house to talk to you guys. We have some amazing, amazing, amazing August visitors that are coming in January. Okay, so I have Bola and August. Okay, so Bola, do you want to go first? Do you want to just give we have some current participants that would like to share their experience on the call with us today. Bola, do you want to quickly just unmute yourself and turn on your video so we can get to see you?
Hello, can you
Bola?
hear me?
Yes, I can hear you perfectly, Bola. How are you doing today?
I'm good. My camera is okay. Hello.
Uh,
Hi.
okay, we can't see you, but yes, I know your camera is turned on.
Can you see me?
No, we can't.
My camera is on.
But it's blocked. Maybe something might be blocking the face. I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. But can you? I'm waving.
No, we can't see you actually. It's just black.
Oh,
Okay. But anyway, that's fine. That's okay. You can go ahead.
but can you hear me
Just
though?
check perfectly. Yes, very
Okay.
clear.
Yes. Oh, thank you very much for that session. And like that person, somebody did say that it seems as if you've started the class already, which seems like that. Um, the reason why I actually decided to come for this training was one when I saw an advert of your organization in on Instagram. I was quite intrigued, and I attended one of the master classes, and it was similar to this. And you went through a lot for a taster, and it was really really good. And everybody, please believe me when I say you will even get more than you even bargained for, really. And I'll break it down to three aspects that I'm really impressed with. It's people, process, and technology. So in terms of people, the training is top notch. It's quite interactive, and then we are assigned facilitators who actually remind us of our classes. Can you imagine? And for me, that's quite impressive. The support is really, really good. And in terms of the process, the curriculum is really industry savvy. It's quite relevant to the industry as it is now in terms of data. And everybody knows that data really is more or less the new oil. That's what the whole world is running on right now. So the processes within analytics is really excellent for me. And in terms of the technology, it's relevant technology for today. So anybody who is interested, I would advise please join and be hands-on, do what it takes. It's really intensive. Trust me, I have to even reschedule my life right now around it, but I know that it's gonna really worth it. So welcome on board.
Amazing, amazing, Bala. You've done a fantastic job. Thanks a lot for
In
how
fact,
far.
even more than fantastic, even before I started, I actually told somebody who started in November. So, yes, so welcome on board.
You're
Thank you,
recommending your
guys.
friend. That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, that's good. Go ahead to recommend as many people. We'll give you referral bonus. All right. All right. Thank you very much, Bola, coming out on the Saturday to give, to talk to potential people that are looking to get it started. Thanks a lot for such kind words. I appreciate that big time. August visitor in January. We have. Yes, you can go ahead, please.
Yeah, hello. Um, my name is God. My name is God August, and I would want to start by stating how I got in contact with analytics. I think it was on Twitter. Yeah, it was on Twitter. So I just saw one link. So most times when I just see links, I just click it. If it's something that caught my interest, I just click it and then so I just joined the WhatsApp groups. I was seeing updates. So later I just click on this and let me check. And then I've been coming from a computing background. I studied computing. I'm just rounding up. So my aim has been and target is to get into data engineering right from when I started. So but when I got to class, when I was doing all my modules, they weren't giving me what I want. So I started looking online. So when I was searching for jobs too, the skill set and everything they're asking of. I've tried learning on my own. I couldn't. I keep learning. I will learn this thing and I'll still come back to it and I keep learning it, keep learning. So it wasn't really getting better until I joined the master class and they talk about data engineering. And I saw all the stack they listed. When I checked all the stacks most of these companies use, it is what Chainalytics is using. So and then for the fact that you're under the tutelage of a working data engineer that is working in the industry already, and this person is coaching you and then putting you through it's a big like it's something that I think would I would recommend for everyone if you want to join analytics. So imagine I spend thousands of pounds just to acquire a computer degree, whereas what they are teaching you there cannot even get you a job. Because if you the skill sets you like most of our models are kind of outdated. So I think analytics is the way, and then my experience has been great, and I'm very sure. In fact, I already got jobs. I already started getting jobs. I got one yesterday from an NHS for data warehouse, and I already told my our guidance, the data associate. So he said we are going to work on it, and I've already been getting it from just because I put in the stats that I'm doing. It's okay that I'm doing the bootcamp with analytics and stuff like that. Yeah, thank you.
Oh, awesome, 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 awesome. August, please, let's work together on that interview. Okay, you must get it. All right. So I know you've sent a message to the data associate working with you on that. Well, I'd still like to be in the loop so we can work on that together. So thanks a lot for that. All right, and you will get it. All right, there are more opportunities coming. I think you said something that is very important that people don't understand is education. A lot of people are looking to get a master's or get a PhD, and I feel that will give them an edge in the job market. But that's an absolute, it's very shocking that those things don't give you the advantage that you're looking for. And thanks a lot for saying that, because a lot of people think that these are the things that will give them the edge in the job market, but it absolutely doesn't. Okay, so thanks a lot for saying that. Thanks a lot for coming around also on a Saturday or the weekend when you're supposed to be chilling and enjoying like chopping life and all that, but you're here today. All right, to give your feedback, testimonials. I really appreciate that big time. Thank you very much, God. Okay, God.
Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you very much. All right. So thanks a lot, guys. So even looking to get it started, you see, these are the main guys that are just, currently doing train programs. Some have gone ahead to recommend other people, other friends, family members to come into the training program. Some are already getting job interviews. The key question is, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for, guys? So jump on the train. Jump on the train, okay? Jump on the train. That's all you need to get started. All right. Everything is available for you. All you need to do, make your payment, get started, and guess what more? We still have more testimonials. We have an entire page on Instagram and also on YouTube. So I have the link here to the YouTube page for you to see the testimonials that we have for you guys. All right. So let me just give you a brief. Okay, let me just show you. So once I click here, all right, it takes me to. So once you get the link, you'll see all these links on the document. So all you need to do is just click on the links. It will take you to the page that has all the testimonials and more. Okay, from the data engineering and so on and so forth. Okay, and you'll get to listen to very amazing people across the space. Okay, so let me see. I'm just gonna play a random one. Okay, so let's see. Let's listen to.
Hello everyone, my name is Oluwatosin. I have a lot of passions for data. If you say passion, I'm passionate. I had to join the May cohort on data engineering. The exciting part of it is that they have professional, if I say professional, they are professional facilitators. They will teach you in a way that you would understand, you would assimilate. Then in terms of SQL, Python, it is not anaconda snake. This is, Python programming language. Then the most interesting part of it is that they take us on mentorship sessions. So they are very good. I can proudly say I am an asset to an organization, and my deepest gratitude is to Analytics. Thank you.
All right. So you see, yeah, so when you see not one, not two, not three, but more like several people saying wonderful things about the program, that's where you know that okay, there's something good, and those are the things that you need to understand. So when you get the link, all right, just click on them, listen to what they have to say about the journey, about your journey. We had, Bola and Gad come up to speak to you guys, but we still have a ton more of other people that you could also listen to that have provided their own feedback. All right. So thank you guys. So these are the things that you need to understand getting started. And I've created links also, all right, for you guys to have access to. Okay. So on this note, I don't know if anybody has any question. If you have any questions, you could drop it in the chat. I'll be willing and happy to take your questions from here. All right. I'll be willing and happy to take your questions. Okay. So any question, you can raise up your hand if you have any question. Well, essentially, this is basically, the the training program, and it's very extensive to get you all the things you need in order for you to get started. Okay. So if you're looking to getting started, guys, this is the best platform. I'm just going to take a quick second to show you how the class is designed and how you get lifetime access to the materials and everything. So I'll currently show you the January quad, the guys that started in January. So this is just about 4 weeks, all right? Just about 4 weeks into learning. Okay, they started in the first week in January, all right? They started the first Saturday of this year, okay? And let's see what they've learned. So they started with the introduction to data engineering, okay? They have article submission, okay? And you see some of the articles, some of the articles you see that because we encourage building in public, okay? So it's not like you're just learning. Hence the reason why I told you today also, once you finish your data model, take a snip of it, post it online, let people see that you learned something. All right. It builds that's how you start to build your repository online, your brand identity, your brand persona, and also gets you into the space of into the space of data engineering or any other tech profession that you're looking at. All right. So this is the first class. You see, every class is recorded. You have the link to the class recording. All right. Also, you have the classes, Saturday class, Sunday class. You have access to the class recording, and you have the watch me do it videos, okay? Which, like I said, they are bite-sized videos that allows you to watch on your own pace, at your own pace. You can watch them at your own pace. All right. You don't have to, be in class to do it. You can actually learn at your own pace. All right. So you see everything. I'm just going to play one of the videos, getting started in Python, Python Anaconda, not Anaconda Snake. All right. Let me quote the lady that spoke. All right. So you see, this one gives you an in-depth breakdown on how you get started. All right. Getting started in Python. All right. So every step you need to take, everything you need to know about Python, how to get started in Python, what is Python, and so on and so forth. So you see, this is just about 19 minutes. So you can watch it at your own pace, explaining every single step of the way, what you need to do, what you need to know, what you need to observe. All right. Telling you the commands and all the things you need to know. All right. So once you see the numbers, they are numbered getting started, integers and float, variable assignment, strings, and all the way down to Boolean. All right. So these are all practical. I'm just going to play another video for you, which is list. All right. This is 11 minutes. So these are all bite size. So they're easily consumable. All right. So even if you're a slow learner, you can watch at your own pace. You can rewind, you can fast forward, you can take it at your own pace. All right. And you see, everything is done step by step. Every single thing is done step by step. All right. So that's exactly what makes it unique. All right. That's what makes you understand better. And the examples that is being used are very easy to understand examples. All right. So once you finish with Python, all right, you have another Python class, all project based, and move into the watch me doing videos, comparison operators. Okay. You move into Python basics. You start with SQL. All right. So they are currently on SQL. Okay. They are currently on SQL. So you see they had the class today, okay? All right, they had the class today. Now you see the recording posted for 10 a.m. today. All right, and you see the recording there. So it's 10 a.m. my own time, okay? So it's likely going to be the evening for the guys in Nigeria or anywhere in Africa, West Africa, Europe also. All right. So you see the class they had today, Saturday. The recording is already live. So you could actually start to watch that recording. Okay. So this is the guys in January. These are the guys in January currently. So you get textbooks also. All right. Fundamentals of data engineering, Python crash courses. Now that they're entering into SQL, they started SQL, they will start to work on, they'll get books also in SQL for them to also resonate with. So the class material, take a look at this. Let's take a look at the case study they worked on today, okay? Heritage Museum owns a chain of museums across different countries. Each museum has its own collection of paintings, attracting visitors from near and far. However, managing the operations and inventory of each museum poses a challenge. All right, so this is your task. You have been hired as a data engineer responsible for implementing a solution for Heritage Museum. The task is to design and implement a database system to efficiently handle data related to museum, artists, artworks, and museum operations. This system will enable seamless management of museum collection, artist information, and operation details. So the data set is provided, and everything goes wonderful work. And trust me, guys, there's not how you want to be building this kind of projects that will not give you an edge in the job market. Impossible. All right. So those are the things you need to have on the back of your mind, guys, okay, to get this started in data engineering. So all the support that you need will be provided for you. All right, all the things that you need to get started, and that's the same thing you get from every other course that we have. Okay, data engineering. Okay, this is the November course. Okay, it's the same process. So these guys are currently working on Spark, Apache Spark. This is week 9. They're currently week 9. All right. So this is Apache Spark, and they have watch me do it videos for Apache Spark. This is the watch me do it videos. So you have data extraction and cleaning using pandas, okay? So you have the class material and you have the class recording. So this is the class recording for a particular session, okay? So you see, these are the things that you will learn, that you have opportunity, and you have lifetime access to all the videos, all the materials, everything that you have in here, all right? So that's the key thing that you need to consider, all right? So if you're looking to get started, please, the training program is starting on the 3rd of February, 2024. Okay, and our discount is only available for the first 20 people to register. All right, $720, $225, or $225, £625 equivalent. All right, and you can pay in 2 installments, $550 and $200, and $460 and $165. So get started now, okay, and I'll be happy to, we'll be happy to kick you started, get you started. All right, Chinwe, I'll just take a question and I'll call it a day. Chinwe, all right, you can go ahead, please. Let me ask you to unmute yourself. Okay, Chinwe, are you there? Chinwe Okudili.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening. How are you doing today?
I'm fine, thank you. How about you?
I'm trying my best.
I just want to ask, do you give like professional certificates apart from other things you are doing? Is there anything like a certificate?
You get a certificate upon completion. So you get a master data engineer certificate from Analytics. Okay?
Okay.
Yes. I'm trying to see if we have it on the slide. I don't think I do. We have majorly testimonials on here. All right. But yes, you get a certificate, master data engineer certificate from Analytics.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And you can add it to your CV. You can add it to your profile. You can add it anywhere on your profile, and it's recognized. That would get you what you're looking for, getting you the job, getting you the internship experience, and all those things. All right.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Fantastic. All right, guys. Thank you very much. This is where I'm going to call it a day. Okay. Thank you very much for taking our time to be in the session today. I had a wonderful time, and I'm sure you also had a wonderful time today. If you had a wonderful time, let me ask you guys to unmute yourself. I want you guys to say, yeah, yeah. All right. So I'm going to ask you guys to unmute yourself. I'm going to give you permission to unmute yourself. All right. Now you could unmute yourself.
Yeah, yeah.
You got a wonderful. Yeah, yeah. Let's go. All right.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
had a wonderful. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I had a great time. Can't wait to start
Awesome.
February 3rd.
All
Thanks.
right.
Thank you very much, Ife.
Looking forward to having you also. Thank you very much, Ife, namesake. All right. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a wonderful day. Looking forward to seeing you all in the main class. Cheers, everyone.
Bye.
And bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.